Alright, welcome everyone to the brand new month of December and the brand new start of the loop of this intro screen. I was a little bit too late. I was texting a little bit. I was typing in chat. I was typing in Discord. But now, we're all set and ready to go for a brand new December stream. Welcome everyone to the final month of 2021. Actually, I mean, like, we've already done like 2 streams, I think, right? I think we've already done like 2 streams, but we haven't done a Just Chatting stream in December yet. This is the start of the month, but we're ready to go. Let's get those holiday vibes going. Actually, no, because I don't know if I have like a copyright-free holiday playlist. So we're definitely not gonna do that. Also, I get sick and tired of hearing like the holiday songs like already weeks and weeks and weeks beforehand. I'm like, dude, I don't need to hear a song right now that says, oh man, it is Christmas. I love how it's Christmas. Like, no, it's not Christmas. I still need to go and work. I still need to go and do shit. Like, what the hell are you talking about, man? It's not Christmas. We're not sitting here long. But we're sitting here long for travel subscribing for 42 bloody months. Thank you so much for your Prime subscription, man. I appreciate it. Hell yeah, dude. Penis man. I am indeed. Federico, you're not wrong. I'm indeed a man with a penis. So you could call me Penis Man. Actually, please don't do that. Please don't do that. That would be a very weird nickname. If anyone that didn't know that I was doing this would just come around and be like, you know, just hear me being called Penis Man, like, I would not be able to see, like, look them in the eyes ever again. It is minus 18 degrees Celsius and it's like 50 centimeters of snow outside. Holy fuck, dude. Holy fuck. I thought we had it bad with, like, you know, a cold breeze and some rain. Man, that is insane, dude. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So, like, how do you do that with, like, if you have to go out somewhere? It hasn't been that cold in my city in, like, 7 years. Holy fuck. I mean, like, I'm glad to hear that it's, like, a special thing. Because if that wasn't, like, a special thing to you, that was just, like, a normal thing to you, I was like, what kind of place do you live in? What kind of, like, you live on the North Pole? I hate it. I dislike the winter. I can understand that. I can understand that. There used to be a time in the not too distant future, maybe like last year or 2 weeks before, or 2 years ago, where I was like, I don't get why people hate winter. It's like nice, like you know, the cold is nice because like you can like get it nice and warm, and you know, like the snow is wonderful if it snows. And I still agree with that. I still agree with being able to like enjoy the snow and enjoy like the cold when it's like snow and cold, like when you have nothing to do, like just like warm up, you know, grab yourself a blanket, like turn on the fire and like be like, oh man, it's wonderful. Go watch a movie or some shit. But if you actually need to go somewhere, if you need to be places, if it's not snowing, which like barely any time it actually is snowing, especially if you live in a place like this. Can't pick that up right now. Let me very quickly check up with that. I know that I missed that, but I just want to check up with person here. Just a second. But yeah, the concrete buildings from the Soviet era with the cold dark days, because we get like 7 to 4 hours of daylight. That is so short. Let me react to this real quickly. There we go. But yeah, Merturia, how's it going, man? How are you doing? Let's see. Hiya, balancing what? I'll get into that in a second, but let me get back to my rant before we're so rudely interrupted. Actually, like, I actually be weren't rudely interrupted. This is why I keep this phone on me, so that people can call me and it's not on silent. I just saw that this was like a call, which I'm pretty sure I didn't need to take. But let's say something bad happens, then I can actually be called in stream, because I've had multiple times where, you know, like how you have a phone and like everyone has it on silent, like your phone is always on silent because like you don't want it to be interrupting something, and a lot of times like you'll get notifications for like videos, you'll get notifications for like emails that you're getting, and I don't need to be interrupted by an email that I'm getting. I can get to that later. But what if there's something actually urgent that I actually need to be called right this moment to be told something very important? Then basically, like, yeah, like, you know, I will not get that. So that's also one reason why I always have this thing. It's always on, it's always loud. I can choose to like whether it's important or not. So yeah, if this thing goes off during the stream, like, it barely ever does, but if it does, like 50% of the time it's not important, 50% of the time it is, and I will end stream if it's important, because important things go before other important things. You're smart. I'm just someone who's like, you know, stumbled upon an idea. But yeah. Let me just call it that way. Let me call it that way. And I have to go to the shooting range on Friday, which will be outside at like 8 a.m. and a whole class of 60 people. Damn! Did you go to a shooting range with your school? Holy fuck, dude. What kind of school do you got? What kind of school do you got? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like, okay, so I cannot imagine I would go with any sort of school to a shooting range, okay? First of all, we don't use guns in our country, but even if we would, it's like I would never take a class to a shooting range. First of all, because if you're like above a certain age, if you're like in university or stuff, like basically people like, I don't know, like you don't really take your class anywhere anymore. It's like student like organizations will like organize activities, but it's not like school will organize anything anymore. If I were to be a teacher, I would not want to go to a shooting range with like very little kids. Like, hell no. But if it would be like high school kids or like college kids, like the older they get, the more they're gonna fuck around, and you don't want to have people fuck around. And like, I don't want to be an underpaid teacher to like stand around there and make sure that, oh no, don't point a gun at Billy, don't point a gun at, no, please, it is not funny. It is not funny if you go and post with these. It's not funny. It is not. Hold on. It's like I'd be overstressed. I would not be able to do that. I would not be able to do that at all. We get a national defense class. I mean, that sounds cool. That sounds so cool, other than, you know, like, oh, I got math, I got national defense class. I should just call it the Guardian class. Call it the Guardian class, yes. I've been wanting to go to a shooting range for like 2 years. I can imagine it'd be like super fucking cool. I just can't imagine any school wanted to take the responsibility. Like, I can never imagine that. I would not want to have the responsibility as a teacher. I would not want to have the responsibility. Like, that'd be insane, man. That'd be absolutely insane. They do that once in a while in the States, too. But yeah, but then Corona, and then they forgot about it, and it was busy. Doom passable. I'll mostly just listen. I hope it gets better, man. I hope it gets better. Yeah, but then Corona, they forgot, and then it's busy. Actually, I started even physical class anymore these days. I thought most of them switched to online class. Actually, holy shit, dude. Oh man, let's talk about that, eh? Oh boy. It's actually been like pretty bad with it's been pretty weird with that, because apparently like schools are like going back to like physical like locations, even though like the pandemic is like hitting its all-time high, because they're like, no, the students really want to go to class, even though like most students that I speak with, or like that I hear free, that like actually listen to, actually go around and be like, yeah, you know, I could take it or leave it, and sometimes I'd rather leave it. But it's like, yeah, like they're like, people mostly say it's like there are some classes which are really nice to have on site, when it's like when we go to work together on shit, when it's like, you know, physical activities like going to a shooting range or something. But when it comes down to like lectures or like things like lectures where you just have to sit and listen or sit and watch, right? And like if I have to go there in the very early morning in the cold of winter, I'd rather stay inside and, you know, watch it from like the comfort of my room. Like, I'd like to have that option. And schools are like, no, y'all want to go back. It's like, most people are just like, especially in the winter, like, no, we don't want to. No, we just said you wanted to. Why we decide for you, you want to. It's like, fuck off. It's weird. I find it weird, because I thought we were definitely going to go to a future where it was always going to be hybrid. But apparently they're really pushing for it. Even though, like, if I was a school man, like, I'd be looking at, like, the bills, the money that I pay for like having such a large building, where building costs, like have like housing costs and all that sort of shit, it's like insanely expensive right now, because like housing costs everywhere like are like shooting for the roof everywhere. And I'm like, yo, you know, if you could scale down your like your expenses, you know, that'd be kind of neat. That'd be kind of nice. So I know what I'd be doing, but I guess that's not what they'd be doing. Also, thank you so much for that host. Last year I had online class during the whole winter, so I missed the cold times. That was a really nice thing. Yeah, it is, like, it's kind of weird. I don't want to comment too much about, like, the pandemic stuff, because, I mean, like, we're tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing it. I'm done with it. But it's, like, it's kind of weird. Like, on the one hand, that we have, like, lockdowns are pretty much in place everywhere again. It's like, oh my god. It's like, we have sky-high cases. Everyone's like, most people are vaccinated, though, but, like, sky-high cases. So we do have to go on lockdown. However, like, schools and everything is kind of allowed to be open, but it's also supposed to be closed. I have no idea what's going on anymore. I'm just sitting here, like, woo! I'm just gonna go play games. I don't know what to do with my life. So yeah, It is quite something. But yeah, speaking of the cold, which is actually the first topic we were on before we were a little bit interrupted, like the cold basically, like the thing which I have, especially this year, I find out like there's very like long times of darkness and the very small times of like the sun being out, and like the cold and the rain and stuff. It's like, I don't know, like it kind of gets more to me than like it usually would, and maybe that's because like I'm kind of like. I can't wait for the holidays, which is going to be the balancing we're going to talk about a bit. But like, it's just like, man, just like the moment that you have to go outside and you're just going to go, and it's like cold and it's wet, and it's like, man, it's not nice. It is not nice. So I can understand now why people don't like the winter so much sometimes. Though, like, in the summer, like, I also know that sometimes I'm just like completely, oh boy, why is it so warm? Why can't I find anything? Like, so I don't know, man. Arteria says they probably have to invest more in online stuff if schools went permanently with the online stuff, while they don't even know what is allowed on what not anymore. Even though, like, basically they've already been doing it for, like, the past 2 years. But anyway, like, that's, I don't know, man. I really don't know. It's, it's kind of what it is. So yeah, there's not much we can do about it. But yeah, let me catch up with chat a little bit if there's anything that we missed, because like I kind of went from like one to the next thing, which is insane. I think that we're all caught up. Okay, sweet. Well, I hope you guys' weekend was okay. I hope everything is fine and dandy. You're looking up for something great this month. Some things that stand out to me are for sure. What is it? Halo Infinite releasing this week, and the new war in Warframe releasing maybe next week. They said December 15th, but, I mean, we all know it's Warframe. It might still be 2 years. We don't know. But maybe it's gonna be in 2 weeks' time. Now, to be honest, like, those are two releases that I'm really, really looking forward to. And I first kind of want to go into, like, the Warframe release, and, like, discuss a little bit as to, like, what am I looking forward to, what are some things that I've heard about it, and, like, what I'm planning to do with, like, that content, and also it kind of ties into, like, some other content, especially, like, tying back to Apex. Did an experiment with Apex last week. You might have seen it, you might not have seen it, and I kind of want to, you know, evaluate on that a little bit. And then let's go into Halo Infinite, and also let's get into, like, the titular topic of the stream, balancing a little bit, because as you may have noticed, the stream archive hasn't really been updated off the last week. If you don't know, we have a stream archive on YouTube. Let me go check this out right here, if I can just sign in already. Holy fuck. So, if you don't know, we have right here, we have a stream archive called Michel Postma Streams, and the last stream that was updated right here was the Halo Infinite film keeps me perfectly calm, which, when was the last, which streams was this? This stream was from the 25th, so that is about, what is it? A couple of, like, I think 2 weeks ago. So officially the 15th, experience as 16th if they don't delay again. Like, I don't know, but, like, I'm not expecting much. I'm not expecting much from them. But yeah, we'll see. So, the stream archive hasn't been updated yet. I kind of want to touch into that, like, especially when it comes to, Halo Infinite, and like what the plan is, especially this week with that game releasing, and I still haven't played 4 and 5, and I kind of want to like see what you guys think of that. But first, let's get into Warframe, which has been a fucking long time since I've actually been talking about I mean, like, technically last week we kind of talked about Warframe, but yeah, you probably still expect more of them than me. Honestly, I don't. I don't think so. So, if you guys don't know, Warframe is a game that we've played a lot of times on this channel. Like, a bunch of people here in chat probably have also played Warframe, or like still play Warframe. Though I think most of us in the community have kind of like quit, or at least put it on the back burner, because one thing that I think accounts for most of us is that, like, we've played since a long time ago. The game has been up and running since 2013. Basically, it's almost going to be 10 years old in like 2 years time. It's like, it's crazy. Wasn't last week I talked about some drama and you being you're almost getting cancelled? Yes, that was the Warframe drama stuff. It was wonderful. Like, I didn't even know how we got into it, but yeah, it was about like how the Warframe drama stuff came in. But yeah, oh dude, I saw you posted like I saw you posted that in right here. Where was that? Dude, I saw you posted. I haven't had time to check it out. One of the main reasons why I am slow through for like checking out videos especially is because I get it on this phone, and this phone's headphone jack is absolutely borked. So this phone's headphone jack is just like, I don't know, like for some reason I have this really weird thing. If anyone knows how to fix it, let me know. I have an LG V30, and basically if I plug in my headphones into this jack, basically what happens, it just, I don't know, it's kind of weird. So like, it kind of stops every single video. Basically, it stops every single video, and the phone starts like I can still use it, but the videos, like if I go into a video, like the entire phone just like spaces out. They have to pull it out, can turn off the screen, turn it on again, and then it works. But like you can't watch anything or listen to anything with like the headphones plugged in. However, sometimes it does work, but like that's very, very occasionally. So I was thinking maybe it's something with like the headphone jack, but like it all of a sudden came forward. I don't know what it is. So I was thinking like maybe I could like fix the headphone jack, but basically I would have to like import that from the States, get some like import tariffs, all that sort of stuff. So like I was like, and I don't even know whether the thing is wrong. Maybe there's like some sort of software glitch. I don't know. Like if it seems like I think that maybe like what may have happened, this is my theory, is that something like that, like this thing might have worn out over time. Like, you know, if you have like your fuck, I've nothing to illustrate that with, but let's imagine do I really want to go down there? Let's imagine that you have like right here, you have the hole of the head jack, and you have like the headphone jack, and the headphone jack, the headphone jack, Twitch, this is the headphone jack, this is the headphone jack, and this is the headphone cord. If you plug that in, and like you plug that in a bunch of times, it's still a headphone, like it's, I'm still plugging in my headphones into my telephone right here. You plug it in a bunch of times, like it wears down, and basically like you can like destroy the contacts on there. Doesn't happen all that much, but I have had it happen with like one of my older iPods, not this iPod, but like an iPod Touch, where like basically like I get it quite often that like one side just dies, or like the microphone dies, or whatever. We're getting childish humor now. Does the jack have 2, 3, or 4 rings? I think it's like 3, because it's like microphone, it's a headphone. It's a very interesting gesture to see when the stream is muted. Dude, I need to explain that like when like the thing goes in there like a bunch of times, like because of the friction, like the thing will die. Just in the same way that this thing goes. If you have like, you know, the USB-C port, the more times like you plug that thing in, at a certain point the port will wear down. The thing is though, is like I did get it to work at some point. So like I could take this thing apart and then replace the headphone jack, but I don't know. I don't know. That is why lube was invented. Do you know lube for like your fucking like thing? But yeah, I think it has 3 rings because it has like microphone, headphone, and so yeah. So we docking or what? I've actually like legit. I've been thinking about like making a docking station for your phones, because like, you know how fucking nice this is. You know how fucking nice a docking station is. Like, y'all don't know, like, how fucking nice this shit is. Yes, I know, lube for my fucking thing. It's like, it's so nice, you know, just to be able to plop that in there, and then it's charging, right? Like, I love that. I love that shit. You can just, like, you know, plop that shit in here, and then, you know, like, you charge it, and, like, what I have with, like, all these other devices, like, these things, like, these phones, is basically, like, the moment, like, you get these cables. Hold on, I still have a cable here. This one. Dude, like, look at this shit. Like, this shit always happens, where, like, this thing, like, the wire just becomes exposed. Like, I don't know why they make cables so crappy that this part always fucking, like, deteriorates. But, like, I would love to have, like, docking stations for, you know, USB-C devices, where you can just, like, you know, plop them in like that, they charge, and you take them out. That'd be fantastic. We stray too far from God. Michel loves docking. I think it's fantastic. A docking station is fantastic, dude. It's a cybernetic enhancement docking. But yeah, so okay, anyway, the reason why this came about is like, this is why I don't watch that many YouTube videos if you send them to me in Discord, is because I can't like listen to them with like headphones on, and like I'm not gonna like be like an idiot that's gonna like watch things on speaker in public and like, yeah, let me watch this video right here, fuck y'all that they're like, you know, in the same place as me and like listening to me, like, so like most of the time I'll like do that at my computer. I'll like at my computer will go over like the videos that people have sent me and I'll watch them. However, most of the time when I'm at my computer, I'm also like, oh, let me go get some work done. Oh, let me go and like play some games. So a lot of times like it takes some time for me to watch it, but I'll check it out because it looked pretty cool. Let's see. I have something like that for my controller. Controllers how to simple solution, go wireless. I tried that years ago. I don't like it, man. I don't like it. It's like the thing that I have with wireless is that like not only do I have to charge the phone, I also have to charge the headphones. And the thing is like, at least the pair that I had, you couldn't charge them and use them at the same time. And now I have like, I'm an idiot. Like most of the time my phones, like my entertainment phones that I just use to like watch stuff, you know, basically it's like They're always empty because, you know, you're just like watching, it's like, oh shit, let me move on, and you forget about it, and then like you come back, it's like, oh man, it's empty. So like I always have to plug it in to like charge it up. That's why I would love to have a docking station, because first of all, you never lose it, because like it's always in the bloody thing and it's always charged the moment you need it, right? So, but like I have the same thing with my headphones. So like I'll just be watching that and like I'll be like, oh fuck, and then like I had that. I've had like wireless headphones for like a year or so, and then they died. I don't know why they died, but they died for some reason. I took them apart. Why did I take them apart? I took them apart for some reason, and then I snapped the wire in half. I took them apart. They were probably broken to begin with. But yeah, like what it would have is like I would listen and be like, doo-doo-doo. Like, you know, you turn them on, like you turn them on, it's like, and like the battery will be dead, and you have to charge them for 30 minutes again. I'm like, I want to watch a video now. I don't want to charge the bloody thing. So like that's what I have with like the wireless stuff. It's like I don't want to charge the bloody thing. That's what I hate. Misha isn't the type to watch hentai in public, huh? No, definitely not. I've learned that the hard way. Because I probably have already told you guys a story about like me one time, you know, being out with friends and being like, oh man, we'd be chilling in this hotel, you know, we'd just be chilling in the hotel, we'd just be like playing some games. We had like a tournament with swimming, so like we were chilling there, and it's like we could go to the restaurant to get some food. And like just before we went to the restaurant to get some food, we were talking anime, and I'm like, two of my friends were like, hey, have you heard of this really cool anime? It's called High School DxD. And I'm like, holy fucking shit, no! I'm still a high school virgin, man. No, not a high school virgin. I had an anime virgin. A High School DxD virgin. That's what it was. I didn't know what the thing was. I had no idea. I thought it was like a really cool thing, a really cool anime. High School DxD, like it looked pretty cool. It's like epic powers. Cool story, bro. I'm gonna watch it right now. So, you know, I just grab my phone. I just go play, right? I just go play it, right? We go to the restaurant to get some food. I sit down and I'm like watching. And High School DxD, if you don't watch anime, it's a series about like a boy in high school. Obviously, that's where the name comes from. And he gets some powers. And you know, like with some powers that he has, he also gets like a bunch of people around him. And all the people around him tend to be girls. And the girls tend to be like pretty much into him, and the girls tend to like not wear like clothes a lot of the times. So what would happen is I would just be right on the scene where you don't want anyone to walk into you on, and right then the waiter came by, and I had my phone flat on the table. I was watching. It's like, okay, that was like the very first scene, like, you know, that they were scantily clad, and yeah, the waiter, like, I'm pretty damn sure that she just looked down and she saw exactly what I was watching, and I was just like looking at my friends like, what the fuck did you give me? What the fuck did you recommend me? Why am I watching this in public? And like they were just laughing because they knew exactly what they had done. So since then, I'm not watching shit in public. I am not going for that anymore. It is definitely a cool anime. Like the story is pretty damn nice. But yeah. DxD is a funny show about a main character having an obsession with boobs. Most of his power-ups are related to his love of boobs. Don't we all have a boob obsession at some point? Afim, how's it going? It's in their nature. Humans are always weak. They were always going to die. At least now they die with the power they've always wanted, thanks to delusions. They trade their life in for a short moment of power. Pretty good, don't you think? Let's see, pretty good, don't you think? The more it takes away, the tighter they hold on to it. The whole thing again is such a farce. You have to see the funny side. Oh man, sounds like every single anime. Yeah, sort of. There's a bunch of anime with like good fan servers, or like an insane amount of fan servers over there. So yeah. Anyway, we were gonna get into the topic. This is what I love about just hitting Mondays, because basically we're just like, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna talk about, and someone makes a comment, and we're just gonna, off to the reasons we are, back to like docking and explaining how like a headphone jack goes into a hole. My god. The more big boobies an anime has, the more views it will get. Basically like any other piece of media. This one has it big enough to the point that he makes dragons cry or break infinity. It is pretty damn insane. Anyway, next week, dude, it's not necessarily that I'm into these anime. It's like, honestly, I could take it or leave it. But like, it taught me a very important thing, that you shouldn't watch this shit in public, or like just shouldn't watch anything that people said, like, oh, watch this, and I'm watching in public, because you don't know. Anyway, the thing that I want to talk about is a little bit about the Warframe release next week, because honestly, next week, the War is going to be coming out. hopefully. Yeah, like if you don't know, Warframe has been like a huge part of this channel for like a pretty decent amount of time. We've played it, like I started making videos in 2015 and started making streams in 2016, and those all started from Warframe. Those all started from that game, and we've played that game until like 2019 basically, and then last 2 years we've kind of like moved away from it and started doing other things. And honestly, I've been really enjoying it. I think like a bunch of you that came with me from Warframe also really enjoyed to like take a step back from that game. I think most of us like started way back with that game, and right now it's like barely anything to do. They didn't really release much. The things that they did release are like not all that like long to do, and yeah, the direction they've taken with some things are definitely questionable. They've also been acquired by Tencent, which isn't everyone's favorite company, and yeah, like a whole bunch of things around that game where some people are like, well, you know, I'm so fucking loving them, but you know, it's been kind of like the same. I want to find some new. Some people are like, man, I fucking hate it, or like, I just really don't like it anymore. Yeah, basically, they're coming out with one of their big updates. One of their big story updates that everyone's been waiting for since 2018. This thing has been in the making for 3 years. 3 years long. We've been waiting for it. The last time that I saw or heard about this, or like, well, actually the first time that I saw and heard about this, was when I was still on their convention. When I was still a partnered creator with their game, and I was at their convention, I was cheering it up for the new war. This thing has been delayed so many times, and now it is finally coming up. Maybe next week. Who knows? I'm honestly not expecting much. I've heard rumors that people said that it might be an 8-hour-long quest. Jin today said that it might be a like a really like end game quest, like not necessarily new player quest. I've heard all sorts of rumors floating around, like how it might involve like different things, how it might like not necessarily be a straightforward one-line cinematic story. Like, I don't know what it will be, but it will be different. That is for sure. That's what they say. Now, for me, I haven't played Warframe in a long time, so my expectations for this are not very high or anything at all. I don't know what to expect. I kind of like just hear what people are saying, but I'm not going to be expecting the quest to actually be 8 hours long. I'm not even going to be expecting it to come out in December 15th, which is what they say is their release date, because Warframe never has done the release dates or kept to them at all. So the thing is that, well... we can't really call it delays since they never gave a release date to begin with. Well, they have this little clip in 2019 where they say, before the end of the year, it's definitely gonna come out. Before the end of the year, it will definitely come out. Like, they said that in 2019, so I mean, it's definitely been delayed. Josie and Seinen are essentially the mature shows that deal with heavy topics, so that's the stuff like boob humor and the like. Most sexy we'll get is showing one of these long office skirts. Well, Warframe has never even released the new war. Technically they haven't, but they also have like tried to like this entire release has been really weird, because like they've also tried to like, they announced this thing in 2018, so like, oh my god, it's coming out soon, and then in 2019 it still wasn't out, and then at the end of 2019 they said it's gonna be definitely out before the new year, promised that. Didn't come out, and then like over the last 2 years I've kind of been like, well, you know, it's already out, like it's already in the game. New War technically is already in the game. It's like a quest you're currently doing, which is absolutely fucking bullshit, but apparently they're going with that, and now they're saying they're releasing it. It's like, it makes no sense. And that's why I don't really expect anything of it. I'm not really gonna, like, I don't know what the story is gonna be. I'm very little invested into the story anymore. Like, I used to be super invested into the story. I used to be super caring about, like, what was gonna happen, what was, like, going on. Right now, like, I've lost a lot of details. There's also some quests that I haven't played. Like, I know there's, like, some sort of Eric quest or some sort of, like other, like, bits and lores and pieces, but the thing that Warframe used to do, especially around, like, the last couple of years, was throw out teasers constantly, just opening up storylines like, woo, here you go, woo, here you go. So, like, it's kind of like, I don't know, here, let me see. Let me see if I can find this. Every single like new war thing right now is just like, you know, like the new update coming out. But like it was around like a Game Awards show where like basically they came around and said, like, I think it was Rebecca who said this will definitely be out. The new stuff where you get the Paris Season Meet era was supposed to be part of the new war originally. Then they delayed and disconnected the free parts of the new war. Yeah, it's super weird. So if you don't know much about it, basically this is a little bit too excited for me. There we go. Basically, like, Warframe had this thing where initially, like, they would tease something and then follow it up with a quest. And then all of a sudden they were like, let us tease something. And then they didn't follow it up with a quest. And then, like, it took such a long time for quests to come out that they would just, like, continue to tease and tease and tease and open up new storylines where at a certain point in time, like, no one could follow it anymore. And that's where I lost interest. So, as it stands now, I'm very curious about a new war because I'm not necessarily like following the story all that much anymore. I still kind of know it. I'm still kind of like, and I'm just kind of curious as like what this thing is. I cheered it on in 2018. I played this game very intensely until 2019. What will this thing be that like I've been so desperately waiting for to the point where I got tired of waiting for it and like I stopped caring. I'm really curious about that. I'm really curious about it. I want to play it. I want to play it like kind of open-minded just to see like what are they going to bring to the table. And I really don't know. I really don't know what it will be like. I have no expectations for it. And it will be an important turning point, basically, for Warframe and me itself. As it stands right now, I've largely stayed away from Warframe, which has been a very conscious decision. The reason why, you may have known, is because there's so much more cool stuff out there that I'm really enjoying. The last couple of weeks with like playing Halo has been fantastic. I really fucking enjoyed that. And like there are so many more games that like Battlefield Hardline is like on the menu. We have a whole bunch of games like what else? We still have Dawn of War that I should play for Warhammer 40k. We still have Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is going to be coming out, or like New Horizon game is going to be coming out. There is a new release, like there are new releases left, right, and center. I'm fucking enjoying it, and there's still a bunch of games that I still haven't played, which I should get to at a certain point in time. So because of that, like Warframe really hasn't had a place. Furthermore, you may have known, is that like I don't really have the greatest relationship with the devs of Warframe. Not necessarily from like their end. I think that they couldn't care less about me, but more from like my experience with them is like I don't think that they are very trustworthy people to work with, at least not in the way that I've worked with them. And before I would ever like decide to work with them again, I would have to like have some confirmation that they wouldn't go and screw me over again as they did. I don't want to go into the details of that because that's not important here at all. It's kind of been in the past. And it's kind of just like a me problem with them, which shouldn't, in fact, shouldn't be influencing you at all, but that's just the reason why I haven't played it all that much. And, like, also because most people that I know have kind of stopped playing it. It's kind of like, okay, yay. If I were to play it now, my friends list would be empty. And, like, I've played the game to death that I kind of know everything about it. There's new stuff in there, obviously, which I haven't played yet, like Railjacks, Necromechs, like new Warframes, new weapons. But honestly, like, the appeal of other games has been so much greater. And, like, the fact that I also noticed that you guys in the community have kind of been tired of it. You guys have kind of been like, yeah, you know, we're moving on as well. So, like, that's why we haven't played it in a long time. Also, Pixel, how's it going? Oh, good. A giant menu of possible games to enjoy. Time to open up Skyrim and forget about all of them. See, I haven't even played Skyrim. Holy shit. It's me. Remember, I gotta go sleep. Bye. See you around, man. Thank you so much for tuning in and have a good night. Me and Xena probably are one of the few that still play that Michel knows. I mean, Xandi also plays, and like, I know that there's still like a couple of people around here in the community that still sort of play once in a while. I know like Cole has picked it up again. I know like Fold the Hero has picked it up again, but like not in the same way that it used to be before, where people right now just kind of like pick up to like come back and be like, okay, you know, yeah, it's kind of cool, and then they drop out again. So it hasn't been really something for me to like come back to. And now is going to be the first time in like a year plus that I'm going to be playing it again. Let's see. Arturia says, when I tried to explain the lore to someone, I actually had to double check some stuff since I wasn't sure of the order of stuff happening anymore, considering some ports are supposed to be placed later in the storyline, but we got them earlier. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Afim says, I suppose it's 8 hours long, 5 gigabytes large. It's sensible for its time. A game of its on Prime in Warframe's timeline. I mean, like, if it's literally an 8 hour long, like... See, like, that's the thing. If it's like an 8 hour long, like, actually story game, like, it makes sense that it took 3 years to develop. But yeah, my friends list would be empty. My Genshin Impact character speaks in the background. Yep, I haven't played that game in like quite some time too. But yeah, like basically, that's been like some of the main reasons for me not playing Warframe lately, and like, it's been alright. I mean, I say lately, I say the past 2 years, basically. But now, like, this thing comes around, it's a perfect opportunity to go back and like explore what this game is like right now, whether it still has the problems that I was facing basically, and whether it's basically like what this thing is, because like the new war was something that we were really looking forward to like kind of like tie up some loose ends and get some sense in the lore. For me, the lore of the game, the story of the game was really important. I really like story games, if you haven't noticed yet. So I really like the story of Warframe. I really wanted to see like where the things that they've been teasing us with, where they were going to go. So to me, the new war is going to be closing off a lot of like the open-ended threats that I was left off with, and like that like past me really cared about, and I still sort of care about. It's also going to be a look into like how much has the game changed, and furthermore, it's kind of like what can I expect from this game? As it stands right now, if I look at like the numbers, if I look at the YouTube numbers, if I look at the Twitch numbers, if I look at the player numbers, if I look at the people around me in my community and the people that I know, their communities, like the sentiment against Warframe has massively changed. There's still a lot of people that play it and enjoy it, but it's no longer one of the most like top hype games, which is totally fine. If you enjoy it still, go ahead and play it. You shouldn't like play a game because no one likes it. If you like it, that's all you need to care about. But the game has like changed a lot, and a lot around it has been kind of like, meh, you know? It's kind of been like, yeah, we know what a game is. If you've played it, you've played it. That's it. And I'm really curious as to like what the new war might spell for the future. Because if I look at like last year, there is nothing from last year that really stood out to me as a notable release from Warframe. If I look at like the last 2 years, actually, like the last really notable release that I remember is like Heart of Deimos, which felt like something that I wasn't interested in at all, because the Heart of Deimos was literally just another open world. And after having done Fortuna and Place of Eidolon, which were also open worlds that were made within Warframe, like the third one was just like, yeah, another one, I've done this. I didn't really care. And like the Railjack thing, like some people really love Railjack, and like, sure, like enjoy it. I didn't. Railjack was like an entirely different thing for me. If you see my like Halo playthrough, Halo Reach, where like we went into like the ship and we fought in space, I had the same problems. Like, it's like the space combat is so much different from like on ground combat that it's not like, it's not the same game. It's not the same game. I don't enjoy it, and I don't think that the multiplayer thing, as far as I played it back in the day, works as well. So there were a couple of things which I saw like the game going towards, which I didn't quite like, especially like the lack of content updates, like the lack of vision, and the lack of like being able to like announce something and actually release it within a certain amount of time that would actually be like, hey man, we actually have something to talk about, instead of, oh, they announced a whole bunch of things but they're never coming out, are they? So for me, the new warp is really going to be what will be the future of this game. What does this thing show me? Will it be promising? Like, will it be promising? Am I playing this? Am I like really loving it again? And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go ahead and like let's go and play more of this? Or is it gonna be, yeah, this seems like more the same that I've been I experienced over the last years, and why I stopped, then this might be maybe my final forte in Warframe. I really don't know. Like, and I also don't have a preference for it. I have no preference for, like, I haven't made up my mind as to whether like I never want to play Warframe again after like playing the new war, or whether like I want to like start picking it up again. I have plans for both, but I don't know. So Pixel says, my issue is that they set up some neat possible story for Deimos, but then they did fuck all with it. The introduction of Deimos drops hints for some very serious lore aspects, which is never mentioned again. The isolation fault dialogue implies there's more to get into there, but we never do, and there's still more and more Fortuna Spider. Yep, I agree. That was one thing that really like put me off from Warframe, is that like instead of like what they used to do before. And I made a video about that, I think at the start of this year, maybe, or the start of last year. Like, I think the start of this year, like very early on this year. It feels like ages ago. Where like basically I felt Warframe at the start, like for the couple of years, for the years that I loved it, like it had like a very linear timeline. So like it would like move on, like maybe it would like go away a little bit, but then it would like sneak back. It would always continue. And now what they've done over the last couple of years is always like teaser, open world, and like they would branch out, but never complete the branch. So like, I remember Place of Eidolon when that came out, like it was more of a technical feat rather than a story. So I was like, why should I care about this? I don't know, but it's here. It's kind of cool. Like, I love it for the technical story, but like for the technical feat, but I don't know what the story, why I should care. Fortuna then set up a great story. I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to go and beat the super baddie, and then, you know, free all these people. That never happens. Never happens. It's like, why should I care now? And then like the Deimos thing came around. It was like, it was kind of interesting. It offered some very interesting plot elements, which were like, why weren't these not mentioned before? But all right, you know, this could be very. And then it was like, oh, and it like, if you can only have so many, you can only be teased so many times. You can only like have so many like, you know, stories being offered to you that are not completed. If they're not completed, like at a certain point in time, like you're not going to be fooled again. And that is what happened to me. It's like they didn't complete, like they showed me so many things, but they never completed them. There went so many tracks and never completed them that I was like, at a certain point in time, I don't give a fuck anymore. Because like if I were to like get involved in this, if I were to get invested in this, like why should I get it? It's kind of like seasonal anime, right? It's like you watch seasonal anime and like a whole bunch of these shows like are set up to like go on forever, and then like they just make one season and then they never go on. It's like, so what? Like, why did I watch this? Why did I watch this thing? To like get invested in your characters, get invested in your story, get invested in like this entire world, for you to then say like, oh, we just made one season and we're never gonna continue it. Like now I feel like bad because like I was really really excited to like see where this goes. I'm like on the edge of my seat, and you're never gonna like, you know, conclude it. Now I'll sit here wondering forever. So like, yeah, I was kind of like pissed off with that. So yeah, I actually like Deimos quite a bit more compared to Fortuna, especially because the level of the death stream stuff they revealed about Fortuna before release made me somehow falsely feel like I'd already played it all within hours of release. True that. I can actually feel that. Fortuna was something that like I largely felt it as well. It's like when I got into it, I remember the first thing be like, oh my god, I'm actually in here, and then like I felt like I knew it all. But I think that like on a technical side of things, Deimos was the better open world. It definitely was the better open world, or the best open world yet. It was just the third open world, and people knew the formula, or at least I knew the formula. So I was kind of like, yeah, I'm done. Let's see. Ain't nobody making that big a leap from what they showed is what I'm. Let's see. Deimos was almost as secret as the second dream, completely blindsided us with boom, massive content chunk, RKO out of nowhere. That makes for a better feeling. They showed new infested enemies. Nobody making that big a leap from what they showed is what I'm getting at. Let's see. They did show some stuff as Deimos though. Yeah, from a mechanical standpoint. So basically, like, you never played on release, did you? I played Deimos on release. I did, but like only for a very brief. Like I played for the story, and I played a little bit. I think I played. Hold on, we can actually look that up. I can show you how much I played of Deimos because I streamed it. And those streams are actually, holy fuck, that's not what I wanted. That is definitely not what I wanted. I wanted to go here, and now I want to go here. There we go. So if we go to videos right here, and then we go to sort by date and oldest. So let's see. Steel Path. Okay, so Deimos came out right here. I played that. Warframe's new experience. This right here was some Deimos. This right here was some Deimos. Did I ever play more Deimos? I think so. Or not. I think that may have been it. Yep, I don't think I afterwards ever played anything more. So yeah, I think Deimos came out like 26/4/9. So this is 26/8/4/9, and this is 31/8. So like I basically played like the first 2 weeks, and then we basically had that this entire thing was like, there is like, it was another token system. It was another thing where it's like, oh man, you have to go on what's it called, like get all the, like, you have to go and like do the token shit. You have to go and like get everything, and like I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. I've done this before. Man, look at like the camera placement on that. That's so weird. I was like this. Oh my god, Arteria, Pixel, you guys are token in here too. What did you guys say last time? But yeah, so it's like I did play it on release, but yeah, like, and I know Warframe release is always buggy, but it's technically like when you look at it, it was a lot smaller, it was a lot more compact, it was better done than Fortuna. I played it long enough to get my Necromech and Helminth, but other than that, I don't think I've gone further. I know I haven't gone to the second upgrade stuff where Helminth, where Frame's get a passive boost each week. Yeah, I haven't done anything of the Helminth stuff because I honestly couldn't give a fuck. So, getting back from like the Deimos stuff, which was Deimos, I'm really curious as to like what Warframe is going to bring to the table with New War and what it will look like. If actually, you know, let me tell you what's going through my mind right now. And yeah, what did we say in that stream? What you said in this stream was, let's see here. Arteria says, with Limbo, you actually had to farm parts instead of them being rewarded at the end. Arteria says, tie parts to story progression like they did with Mirage and build stuff from wherever you farmed them. Pixel Piranha says, wait, what am I seeing? Picks up around says, looking at the Prime helmet's immunity, it's gotta be a skin with interesting reflexive maps. That's what you guys were saying. Those are some old topics, and dude, it's a very old fucking stream, man. I streamed Warframe, dude. That was a long fucking time ago. But yeah, anyway. So let me run you through a couple of scenarios as I am envisioning them right now, and then like what I'm expecting. So first of all, let's say wait, what? I barely even remember, dude. I don't know either, dude. Like how to like I don't remember what I talked about last stream, dude. Like how do I remember what I typed in the chat like a year ago? I was just fooling with you. But yeah. This is a way that I'm like, that I have, this is what I have in my mind as different scenarios and what I will do in those scenarios. So, first scenario, which is kind of what I'm expecting, the new war is kind of going to be, meh. It's going to be like, it's going to have some good stuff. It's going to have some bad stuff. The good will probably outweigh the bad in the sense of like, oh, we're going to have some cool, like we're going to have some cool, like, you know, story beats. We're going to have some cool things that we learn, some cool cinematics. There will be maybe a new system. The bad might include like another like building shit, or like a huge amount of like railjack that we have to do, a huge amount of like, I don't know, necromech stuff that we have to do, which I really am not invested in. And I'm kind of like and maybe some like other tomfoolery of like, oh, you have to build something for 7 days, that sort of stuff. Or you have to farm tokens, or you have to farm standing, that sort of stuff. I don't know. Like, I think that, like, it's most likely that it's going to have some good and some bad. And I'm kind of going to be like, yeah, that was fine. But I'm not going to be blown away. I'm not going to be like, oh my god, this is, like, the best thing ever, and I want to continue to play. Or, like, I'm going to be blown away in the sense of, like, oh man, this is so fantastic. I want to, like, continue to play this game because, like, I kind of want to catch up with the Warframes and all that sort of stuff. I think it's going to be just alright. That's kind of what I'm expecting. I'm expecting it mostly to be alright. The thing that I'm kind of like expecting out of it is that I will get to learn what's happening with Lotus. I'm get to learn what, like, maybe a little bit more about my operator, about my Tenno, maybe a little bit more about Morghulis, and we're gonna fight some sentients. That's all I'm expecting. If there's gonna be more about the Stalker, if there's gonna be more about, you know, whatever, I'm all down for it, but that's as much as much as I'm expecting. I'm not expecting much more than that. If that's the case, I'll play for the new war. I will make a, I will stream it. I will make a video about it. I'll make a playthrough video about it. And what I will also do is I will probably make a dissection of it in the form of like a Warframe question or I Dread video, which like one of the old style videos which I started out making back when I started my YouTube channel. And just like review like the new war, go over like what were the good things, what were the bad things, and also look into like how does this sit in Warframe, and kind of like call it an end of a Warframe era if that's fitting. I think it's almost going to be an end of a Warframe era because I think it's for like a lot of people. It's kind of like Endgame, right? Like when Endgame for like the Avengers ended, it was like that was a good end to like a franchise, and afterwards like I haven't watched any like Warframe movies anymore. I don't know if you guys have been watching any Warframe movies, but I haven't. I'm like after Endgame. Yeah, I'm done. It's I've been along for the ride. I know it's like I've had my fun, but I don't really want to continue. And I think that like if the new war is going to be fine, I think for a lot of people like me, it will be over. It will be like, okay, so like this is the last thing that we were super excited about to see. The new war has been hyped up like Endgame is like this super big thing. It will be a super big thing if it's going to be 8 hours long. We're gonna see what's going to happen with Lotus, what all these teasers have been set up, and then if that's just going to be it, it's going to be okay, that's fine. Now, you know, y'all can do whatever you want to do. And like I'll move on to other games. Maybe they go to the Furry from there, probably. But I mean, like, do I really care about the Furry? It's like I don't know. If it's gonna be like, I was gonna be like, meh. Maybe I'll play the Furry, but like I'll probably like make it kind of like, oh, I've played it, it's done. Let's see, it will probably be the same problem that they had the war within. Pretty good quest, but it just got destroyed by overhyping to the point it was impossible to deliver. Tribal says, I'm sure after it's over there will be nothing to do. I watched WandaVision and Loki. While Loki got better ratings, I enjoy WandaVision more. I've heard that WandaVision was pretty good. I haven't watched the series, but I think like more people are watching like the series right now than they're actually watching like the movies. But yeah, so to me it's kind of like I'm expecting this thing to just be like, okay, I'll play it, I'll make that video, because like I was watching them back like lately and I was kind of like, yeah, you know, it's fun to kind of like do that callback, and like it could be a nice like going round in a circle, basically close off of the Warframe era. And maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be the close off. Maybe I'll just like go and play the next update, but only briefly. Like I could also do that. But I think it would be like a nice thing to like kind of recap. I will definitely take it as a recap moment, and whether it'll be a close off moment or like, well, we'll just play the next quest. That just depends. But that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting it to just be like something all right, and like I'll probably do a recap. I'll do a recap of it, and like maybe we'll do like the next update, and that's it. But let's say that the new war is going to be bad. Let's say that the new war, like, what would I mean with the new war to be bad? First of all, it's buggy, broken, and oh fuck this all hell. Second off, that it definitely didn't show what we've been waiting for 3 years. It's like, I know that a 3-year wait, like I don't have the expectations for a 3-year wait, but let's say it would just be a 20-minute quest. Like that would be bad, right? If it's just a 20-minute quest, it'd just be like, yeah, you know, and they're just like rushing it through. Or let's say it's an 8-hour quest, but we have to build like 3 times 2 hours, and that takes up like most of the time of the quest. That would be bad. Let's say that it will just like, you know, the way that 3 is 4 years. Yeah, 4 years basically. Like such a long time we've been waiting for it. And let's say that like what it might also do, like what would also be very bad is if they were to do a sacrifice, where basically like they've been throwing out teasers everywhere, and like the thing that we care about, the thing that I care about, is to learn more about the Lotus, why the Lotus bloody left us, and like what the hell are we gonna do about it. And like I kind of hope that we're gonna kill the Lotus, or we at least get to have the decision to. But if this thing is gonna be like, oh man, we're just gonna go and like, you're gonna go after Lotus, but oh my god, there's something new, and you're gonna explore something new, and like the end of it's gonna be like, haha, Tenno, you're still hunting me, and like they're not gonna conclude that storyline, which is a storyline they've been setting up since like 2016, 2017 or so, 2017, 2018. It's like such a bloody long time they've set it up. If they're not gonna conclude that, I'll be pissed. I'll be fucking pissed, because that's something that I've really been waiting for, to like get more into the Lotus, like, because like they've kind of just like taken her away all at once. I think it was start of 2018, and that was it. So if that will be there, you know, I'll be sad. Like I will think it's a bad thing. Anyone expecting to kill the Lotus will be disappointed. I really hope we do. I really hope we do, because the bitch left us in 2018, hasn't been around. Fuck that bitch. Neverstein, aloha, I would like to give you a nice big bag of ants in the spirit of Christmas. Ant farm not included. Talk about weird Christmas gifts. Talk about weird ass Christmas gifts. Can you imagine? You know, just like giving people a bag of ants. Just, you know, I find it creative. I find it very, 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 very creative Christmas gift, and I like it. I like the idea of it. I wouldn't have come up with that myself. But yeah. I don't really have a good place for ants now, though. It's really cold out here, and I don't want, like, you know, in the face of, you know, caring about the animals, like, find a better home for them. It's a great gift from an exes. Yeah, she's too seminal to so much of the rest of the content. It would be kind of like trying to remove the mechanics of master rank. Ain't possible to at this point in the game's additive construction. Well, there's gonna, like, the Lotus is already different in the sense of, like, right now, like, if the Lotus were to come back, like, she would have to the entire game would have to be rewritten anyways, because like she's gonna have like an entirely different outlook or something. I can't imagine that she would go back to just the regular old Lotus with the regular old model. I can't imagine that. And at the same time, it's like, how are you gonna explain it? She betrayed us for like since 2018, you bloody fucks. So yeah, I hope we get to pick between killing and something. I would love for there to be a pick or something. I mean, she was literally stolen from her family and mind controlled, so can't exactly blame her. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. I had to pull up with bullshit like placeholder Lotus since like 2018. I really couldn't give a fuck. So it's like, you know, if you wanted me to care about this story, if you wanted me to care about her feelings in this story, like, you shouldn't have taken her away and done the glitch Lotus thing since 2018. I want there to be like a good ending. I want there to be like a good reason as to like why we were all of a sudden left, all that sort of thing. Like, I want there to be something satisfying. It doesn't necessarily have to mean kill, but I do want there to be consequences for like the thing, for like her to just have upped and left us, and not for like, oh, Space Mom, oh, you're so great. It's like that wouldn't be great. Imagine not having Lotus Munis. Oh man, oh man. Imagine there not being a creator mode for the first year and a half that they put it out, and like every single person in your stream asking that have never played, like, what is wrong with the Lotus? What is wrong with the Lotus? What is wrong with the Lotus? Fuck you, Warframe. Fuck you. Didn't think that through, did you? But yeah, no, like that would be disappointing for me. If basically, let me put it this way. It wouldn't be bad if they didn't kill the Lotus. It would be bad if it would just be like, oh, Space Mom, it's so glad to have you back. I've been so excited to see you again. It's like, yeah, like, I mean, like, they're definitely in the story. Something has happened, right? And like, it can't just be like, oh man, we're here. I just want to torture her for bailing on us so that I can release all the pent-up anger, sadness, and more. Her screams of pain will be sweet. Entirely, you get me. So like, that would be something where I'd be like, oh my god, like, if they're just gonna go with the entire thing of like, oh yeah, Space Mone's so much great, you should always follow Space Mone's like, no. So like, those are so like, that's something where I'm like, that would be bad for me. It would also be bad if like there's a really long wait time or so. So like, let's say that was really bad, right? If it was really bad, it will literally be the last thing I play in Warframe. I'll finish the quest. I'll be making my review on it. I'll probably turn it into I dread video, and like I'll use it to like, because like basically if it would like show signs of like if it would like solidify even more like the signs of Warframe, which I didn't like, it would just be like Warframe end of an era, and like I'll never touch it again. I'll not play another update. I'll not play anything else. That would just be it for me for Warframe. I'll never go back. What if it's great? And this will be the opposite end. Like, what if this thing actually is fucking great? Where I'm like, holy fucking shit, I'm loving this. It's been so long since, like, I played this. I'm really liking this. And, like, I can imagine that happening, too. Like, I can imagine all these scenarios happening equally likely, though I would say, like, I see 40% happening that's like, oh, fine. 30% happening that's like, oh, man, this is shit. And 30% happening that's like, holy shit, this is fun. Because, as you know, I've been looking for a comfort game. I've been looking for a game that I can play on stream, talk to you guys, but also like play at the same time and game with you guys with, where we can just, you know, invite you guys over, play a little bit, where I can also make videos about which like have like some more structure to them, and I can tell you more things about them, because a lot of times like my videos are not playthroughs, which kind of, you know, like I'm playing for a game and kind of like also reacting to it. But other than that, it's like I'm going for the experience just as you are, and like I love them, but at the same time, like I also want to make more like creative videos. I also want to make more informative videos, and Warframe gave like a great platform for it. There's still like a whole bunch of ideas that I have still left from my Warframe days, which I could have done in the game, but because I kind of lost interest, I'm kind of like, I've never played it anymore. So that would be something where I can imagine if Warframe were to come around, like if this quest were to be good, I might very well pick it up as the game that I would stream and make videos about, because I've been looking for a comfort game. Like, there were two streams of the week where I'm basically, Emo, how's it going, man? 2 streams of the week where I'm basically just like, you know, like, don't necessarily have a great plan for it, a strict plan for. Sometimes we do a framecast, sometimes we play some game. But if I could fill those in Warframe and like people be like, oh man, like if this was actually good, like if after the new war it's actually gonna be great, and people are like, oh my god, I'm coming back too. Like, I'd be open to revisiting it. And, like, I also have video ideas for it. But I have no idea. I have no idea what it's going to be, but if it's going to be great, I'm not going to rule out that I will probably come back to it. I don't know. I really don't know. So, like, those are the 3 scenarios that are in my mind. But it would have to be really great. And then I would probably just, like, I would never go full-time back to Warframe. Never, ever, ever again. Nothing in the entire world will make me go back full-time to Warframe again. But I could go back, like, you know, as something which I play once in a while. Make some regular videos about, but also covering a whole bunch of other stuff. So, I don't know. Let's see. This sounds like codependency issues. That's the thing. That's what we've been told by her after she went evil. It is, in fact, entirely possible the story of Orokin brainwashing that Natah has told us is itself actual brainwashing, as performed by Ballas, Era, and Natah's sentient mother. While the proto-quest kind of implied that she knows what they're trying to do, so... One of the more recent cinematics, I forget its name, shows Ballas' place as Era's leash pet is not as real as it seems. And in that same cinematic, now that Natah's own memory seems disjointed, even confused. See, like, this is the problem that I have with Warframe storytelling, is that it's, like, it's only been teasers over the past years that I have honestly forgotten most of it, and I really don't, like, I don't know, man. Like, they've really pushed these teasers so hard that I've stopped caring. Like I think the Era thing was the last thing that I saw, that I actually saw, which was like, you know, the where all of a sudden there were 5 operators or something, which is like a mind-breaking thing in Warframe, where people are like, oh my god, there's multiple operators confirmed in canon in Warframe. But I don't remember that very well because I was locked behind Railjack, so I kind of just like watched a playthrough of it, or maybe I went through it, but I'm not quite sure anymore. So after everything we found out about Orokin, her story checks out. Yeah, I'm just gonna like watch the quest and then see whether it makes sense from like what I still remember. So yeah. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of the plan. Those are my 3 scenarios. I'm kind of curious as to like how you guys stand in it, especially like if you've played the game. If you haven't played the game, I mean, How do you stand in it? How do you care about New War? But yeah, like if you've played the game and you've kind of like, you know, stopped playing, like you've kind of like been bored of it, are you gonna check it out? Are you gonna play the New War? Are you gonna play this quest? Or do you even care to play the quest? Are you gonna reinstall it? Are you not gonna reinstall it? Are you already still playing it? And like, do you know what you want to do? Like, have you considered like whether you might go playing the game again, or whether like New War will be the end of it, or I don't know. What do you think? Me, my opinion is your opinion. Well, I'm glad to hear someone shares my opinion here. But yeah. While you guys are considering that, actually, like, the thing that this kind of tied into is, because I mentioned, like, comfort game, and considering about maybe, like, returning to it, last week, we actually did an experiment with Apex. Apex is a game which, like Warframe, I've been conflicted with. Apex Legends, if you guys don't know, is about a Real, made by Respawn Entertainment, but, you know, you know, the thing you've seen it, you probably played it, or you haven't played it. And, like, I've been trying to figure out what to do with it, because on the one hand, I like it, on the other hand, I don't like it. I've been very conflicted around it. I've tried an experiment last week into streaming it, and I kind of had some problems with it. It didn't work out as a great stream. The stream was rather short. The experiment kind of failed, and actually last weekend, I actually had a good talk with some people about, like, how to deal with this, and I want to, like, dive into that a little bit. To explain, like, what I'm looking at, because Apex is also a game where I technically could go into as, like, a comfort game, but I would have to, like, make videos about it, make streams about it, but we'll have to see. Arturia says, is why I compared it to The War Within. That quest got so much hype, but they couldn't deliver on the hype, even though the quest was fine. The hype essentially changed a good quest into a horrible one, so I think the same might happen to the New War. The reason why I don't think that's gonna be the way it is because with The War Within, we actually had hope that Warframe could deliver something good. Now I think that, like, everyone is bloody skeptical. I think, like, as far as I can tell, or maybe that's just the community I, like, engage with and the people that I engage with, but with The War Within, I was hopeful that Warframe could deliver something good. I still was hopeful that when they announced something, they would actually deliver it. Now, I don't trust anything that they bring out. I don't think, like, anything that they announce, like, I'm like, I first have to see it to believe it. And I don't trust that anything will be of good quality after, like, the Railjack release. So, right now, like, yeah, there's definitely, like, a little bit of, like, this thing where, like, man, I waited for 4 years, so it'd definitely be worth 4 years of content, basically. 4 years of wait sort of thing. So, like, I am kind of, like, a little bit more... It's gotta be more than just a quest. But at the same time, I don't have high hopes for it, and I wonder whether, like, how that's shared in the community, but at least as far as I know, like, the people I engage with, I don't know. I'm probably still a bit hopeful thanks to me interacting with more beginners, yeah. Yeah, so there might be, like, parts of the Warframe community that are super, like, excited about it. But, like, the thing which I find weird then is, like, if you are part of, like, I wonder, like, how these people that are then, like, super engaged with Warframe, like, super excited for it, like, how do they grapple with it? It's taken, like, 4 years and, like, so many announcements to come out. So, Retro says, Apex seems it'd only be fun to play with friends, in my opinion. I very much agree. And that's also what I want to, like, dive into a little bit. Rahab says, honestly, I'm not sure why you're putting so much emotional investment into it. From my point of view, if it's going to be good, great. I will probably keep playing it. If it's bad, meh, I'll probably keep playing it. Haven't played Warframe nearly as much as I used to this year, but as a game, it's still pretty fun to relax in or just enjoy casual games. Not really expecting New War to be revolutionary or terrible. For me, the game as a whole is just something to do in my spare time. So the reason why, like, I put investment into it is because, like, my ransoms are ass. All right. The reason why, like, I make an important point to, like, discuss today is because, if I'm to play Warframe, I would make content about it, and, like, I kind of care about, like, what I do with my content, and I also care, like, to me, Warframe has been different, probably. Okay, I don't want to assume anything about you guys, so like, I'm just gonna assume that compared to, like, most other people out there, my experience with Warframe has been different because, like, for over half a year, I've streamed it 8 hours a day. I've played 8 hours a day continuously. I've, like, made a whole bunch of videos, but like there are so many things, like, I don't know how to explain this. I've had a different level of involvement with the game, where, to me, first of all, you could speak of a little bit of burnout in the sense of, like, I've done it so much that do I really want to, like, go back into it, like, a really long time again? And I don't necessarily need to make that investment, but if you want to make content about it, like, you're gonna have to invest maybe a little bit more time. and also because of like the personal connection that I have with the devs. It's like, I don't know. So to me, like, I'm just looking at this from like a content perspective. Like there are a whole bunch of things that I'm looking at here, and this is the reason why, like, to me, like, it really matters as to like where it stands. I know that there's still a large part of my viewer base that cares about Warframe, not necessarily in the active viewer base, but in the passive viewer base. Like, I know there's a whole bunch of people that are still follow me on YouTube or follow me on Twitch that I know, like, okay, so like for instance, like my most viewed video of this year by far is like a video where I just sit here and talk about like Warframe in 2021. It's like I'm just shit talking it, like not shit talking, but like I'm just like offering, like I'm just sitting here and like being like, well, this is what I think Warframe should do. It's not scripted, it is not like planned out, it is just me rambling, and there are a whole bunch more videos where I spend hours editing, which like barely get those views. So like I know that there's like still a whole bunch of people that care about it. I also know that like back in the day, Warframe was like a great place where I could actually get some of my growth. All the growth of all my channels has been from Warframe so far. So there is a part of me that's like, hey, if I enjoy this game, and if it works out, and if the conditions are still the same, then that could be beneficial in the numbers of my channel. At the same time, I've been really, really glad that over the past couple of years I haven't played it, and we've still been able to like have fun here and like have new people join in. Because the thing is, like, the numbers that you have with Warframe are fake. It's like, it's only like if you play one game only, then like you can't really say like, oh, these people are following me for me, or like, you know, I have a community, because you kind of have like a community around that game that you're kind of like, you know, engaged with. But like you see a lot of times that people like stop playing it, like stop creating content after like they move on from a game because it's really hard to continue. I never want to build a dependency on that game anymore. I never want to build a dependency on a single game. However, I have noticed that like over the last couple of like over the last half a year, I've been missing a comfort game. I've been missing a game where we can just sit back, chill, just talk, play, and, you know, invite people, like just be like, hey, anyone wants to join in, like lobby's open, and we'll just like go and play something, we'll fuck around. And like that's been hard. I've been kind of hoping that Apex would fill that void, but it hasn't. I've been kind of hoping that maybe like Halo Infinite or something would fill that void, but so far it really hasn't. So like I'm still looking for that. So like that is just a spot that it can fill. So those are considerations that I'm making, where it's like, okay, so on the one hand, like this game, you know, it has been good to the channel. At the same time, it's also delivered me some very many worries. Working with that game has been partly an absolute blast, but at the same time has caused me like such a negative, it has been the root cause of like a really negative experience that's still been affecting me like years after, which I'm just like, I don't know, like I don't want to go back to. But at the same time, it's been a game that I've loved for many years. So like I'm really conflicted as to like what to do with it. And I think that the new war for me is a great moment of decision. Like, what do I do? So like that's why I like kind of care about it, because it's like influential on both the channel side of things, it's also personal. And if like it could really decide like what we're gonna do next year. Am I gonna go and like make more am I gonna go more into like variety upcoming game sort of stuff? So like if a new game comes out, I'm gonna play it, and you're gonna see it play through everything, you're gonna see me play through, but then like basically I'm playing through games all the time. I'm not really like just hanging out and playing a game we all share the same experience with. Or am I gonna go into like a particular game? I don't think so. Like I don't know, I really don't know. So like that's why I kind of care about this, because potentially like what I'm thinking I could do, like let's say I like Warframe a lot, as I could go to two streams a week in Warframe. I could go and like stream with like I can go and like do some streams with like Jiso again, with like whoever's still around in Warframe. I could go and like ask Cole if he like, you know, wants to do like a stream or a video thing again, since he likes it a lot. I could go and what is it? I can go and do a video with Fold the Hero again. I can like I'm thinking like I could, if like let's say I like it a lot, I can go and bring back the 2-minute slash dash, because like there's a whole bunch of things that have changed that I don't know about. So I'm gonna be rediscovering Warframe. I could do like a weekly or bi-weekly 2-minute slash dash about that, which would also be interesting content, because right now the content scape of Warframe is Joey is not making content anymore, Xena's not making content anymore. So you know, or like so like those are things where I could do something with, but that would push the channel into a certain direction. So to me, it's kind of like decisive. So that's why I care about it, if that makes sense. But at the same time, like if that were to happen, then I would also have to like reconcile with Warframe, and I don't know if I can. Let's see. Pixel says the Orokin were cunts, honestly, but nah, sentients are still worse from a human perspective. Keep in mind that they don't draw a distinction between corpus slash humanoids like Alephi and actual Orokin, as shown in the dialogue in the second dream. They're here to kill Orokin and chew gum. They don't define Orokin any tighter than Federalist biped, and they get their way, humanity itself will go extinct, and that's the bad guy mode in my book. I think you mean randoms? Yeah, man, randoms. Does thou be the most naive from the lessons of Among Us? Public lobbies are great in the good experience, are greater good in the good experience of community interaction, obviously. Well, Among Us filled that void like last year, and like actually Xeno invited me for a game of Among Us actually, and I'm like, I'm super excited. Maybe we'll bring back Among Us. Oh man. Well, from the content perspective, that's understandable, but you haven't done much, if any, Warframe content recently, so I really think your question is answering itself. Well, the reason is because, like, I've, like, literally, first of all, I've had no reason to go back, since, well, what is it? There has been no content that's been out. And secondly, it's like, I've been afraid to go, like, for 2020, I've literally tried to stay away as much as I can from Warframe to really break that association that I'm a Warframe streamer. Because I thought it would be a bad thing if people were to, like, you know, have this idea like, oh man, he might stream it, Like I thought it would just be good to, like, just go completely off and then see what was gonna happen. And then, like, go from there. And, like, I haven't felt the need of bringing back Warframe at all. Like, there's been a lot of things that we could have explored, but right now, like, the comfort game is really getting to be a tricky situation. Last year, we had Among Us, which, like, every Friday we could do. We could hang out with the community. We could go and, like, do that on Discord. I've kind of really been missing that. While I really, really enjoy playing the Halo games, like, playing for, like, all these games together, in the sense of, like, I'm playing them and, like, you guys are, like, watching them. I also really, really enjoy whenever we can play together, whenever we can just, you know, sit back, have conversations like this, and, you know, just, like, play a game. But I can't do that when I'm, like, playing for Halo for the first time, because then I don't know what the fuck's going on. And if I'm playing PvP, like Halo Infinite is a good talking PvP game, but Apex I can't talk that easily, because I also need to listen sometimes and, like, be like, oh, I need to be on point, and that's kind of rough. And also see that chat interaction slows down then, which is totally understandable. But I really love the interaction by Twitch. That's the thing that I love. So, like, that's something which I'm like, yeah. So, like, it might fill a void. It might be something where it's like, hey, you know, we'll see. Let's see. But the thing is, their war was with the Orokin. We frankly haven't heard anything about them attacking regular human colonies, and the only reason they attacked to begin with was to protect their home from the Orokin. War is a messy affair to begin with, but as far as intentions and actions go, frankly, the Sentients seem to have some of the most reasonable motives. The current conflict seems more Era's doing than the Sentients as a whole. Maybe Ark Survival will fit that slot. I've not played that game. I've heard, like, a lot of good things about it. I'll check it out. I'll literally, like, that's a really good one. Not to mention, the Jovian Concord shows that they're not too bothered about working with humans either. At the very least, they don't seem to be more evil or violent than any other faction in the settings. What was the Concord again? Jupiter update. You mean the Amalgam stuff? Yep. There's your answer then. Just cover the big updates if you feel like, and continue doing stuff, other stuff for the majority of your content. Yep, like, I'm thinking about that too. So, like, those are just things that I'm considering, and, like, we'll just see what's going to happen with the new war. I also wanted to tie into Apex, because I like Apex is something which I tried to play, which I tried to see whether that could be like a, you know, comfort game, which the community might be interested in. And that's basically been because, like, I've seen a lot of people, like, around me in this community, and also, like, people that, like, friends of me that have been playing Apex for a long time, or have played it for quite some time. I enjoy it, but it's a game which is really fun with friends, but can also be very frustrating, especially when you, like, really, like, the problem with Apex is that it's a Battle Royale, and the problem with the Battle Royale is that the Battle Royale is not fair. The game is not fair, like, literally not fair, because a lot of it comes down to luck, a lot of it, like, the matchmaking, the drops, the things you get, like, there's barely any skill, like, there is some skill involved, but a lot of it comes down to literally just, like, you can be the best player in Apex, but if you drop a nothing and someone else has a weapon, you're dead. If you're the best player in Apex, but you're teamed up with, like, a very bad squad, you're dead. If you're the best player, like literally, like, a lot of it can be very frustrating. And that's something which I've been dealing with, like, a bit, where it's like, if I stream something, I do need to pay attention on it, and then it's kind of like, it's kind of annoying because, like, I really care about a sense of fairness. It's like, if a game is not fair to me, I get mad about that. And, like, I've always been, like, very worried, especially with PvP games, but even more so with Apex, that whenever I stream it, like, I never wanted to have a negative connotation to it. I never ever wanted to, like, have this thing that I would bring across, like, oh man, it's bad. And it was also, like, I was kind of hoping that maybe over a certain point in time, it would be adopted by people that be like, oh man, like, I play too, you know, we could drop in, do all that sort of things. Where it's like, yo, hey, you know, if you want to join in, lobby's open, like, we could, like, rotate in and out like we used to do with Warframe. But that didn't work out as well either, because, first of all, like, when you have a squad, a lot of times, like, when you already have, like, a full lobby of 3 people, you rarely, like, rotate around, because it's kind of messy, especially, like, if you, like, win once and then lose a whole bunch of times. Like, what do you do? Like, you're gonna do, like, every 3 games, you're gonna rotate your squad around. It's like, it's gonna be kind of rough, especially when, like, you have 3 games where you're literally just, like, hot dropping, you die, like right in a minute. It's like, that's not really nice, you know, just those are your 3 games to play, woohoo. And similarly, like, a lot of it comes down to teamwork, and it's like, it's really tough to, like, teamwork with, like, new people, especially, like, the comp situation was kind of, like, a little bit weird to figure out. And then you also have that with Warframe, I could go and, like, go into, like, a very low lobby, or a very low, like, easy game mode and, like, help you out, or take you up into, like, a higher game mode and carry you. But if in Apex, if you join in with someone else, you're going to be put into the highest lobby of, like, the highest team member, which means that I can't carry someone. Because if it's going to be, like, higher than my level, or my level, where, like, I need at my level, I need some good teammates around me to support me, I can't be like, oh shit, now I have to support this. So those are things which are, like, which kind of sit in the way with Apex. As it stands now, I'm still not quite sure with it. Like, there are content ideas that I have with it. There are still people that play it that I would love to make streams with, that I would love to make videos with. I know that, like, someone like Retro has just, like, started playing it. I know that there's a bunch of people in the community, like Emo, who plays it. I know Emil plays it, and Espionage plays it, and, like, honestly, like, I've moved away from it over the last couple of days. I've moved back to it, and I think that, like, a very important discussion that I had with someone, why'd you want to play Apex with me then? To torture you. No, because I haven't gotten a single kill yet. That's, like, dude, that's no problem. Because, like, the thing is, like, if you're playing with people, like, on comms, it's, like, super fun. And, like, the progression path is, like, some of the most fun shit. Like, just seeing people improve, seeing people get better, like, learning the guns, learning the characters, like, that's a lot of fun. It's just, like, one of the things that that I was talking with someone about is, like, literally just, like, you shouldn't see it as, like, a fair game. It's more like a slot machine, where it's like, hey, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Don't let it bother you because you had no control over it. But, like, I'm not quite sure, because, again, like, this is a game where I can see a content path with, but I can see videos I could make about it. I can see, like, streams that I could do with people. I can see, like, hey, you know, we could, like, send in voice and just, like, play this on stream, sort of thing. I'm not quite sure yet, because if I want to do that, like, it would probably make sense for me to, like, to somewhat consistently do that. But at the same time, like, last week's stream wasn't the greatest, and I don't know how that's going to develop later on. So we'll have to see about that. But those are things where, like, Apex and Warframe are games which I'm considering for, like, a comfort game sort of thing, which I'm considering for a game which I can adopt with the channel a little bit more, where, like, at least over time we're gonna have something consistent, because, like, we're gonna move on from Halo at a certain point in time. We're gonna move on to Battlefield Hardline. We're gonna move on to, like, other games that come out. So what will be something that, you know, we all play, right? Or, like, not we all play, but, like, that will be some sort of, like, commonly shared thing. Because as much as I really enjoy, like, moving on from different games, like, I love that, because it kind of gives me a sense of, like, time. Like, last fucking year, Cyberpunk came out. Feels like ages ago, but we've done so much in the meantime. I love that. At the same time, though, it's like, Halo Infinite comes out. I know not all of you are going to play Halo Infinite. So it's like, yeah, if I'm playing for that, it's like, it might be fun to watch, but it's, like, not really be something you can play together. Or some people might be like, yeah, you know, I don't really care about this season of, like, the anime. So yeah, you did never stream Windcraft if you really want a slower paced game. Rahab and myself, Rahab is also playing? Holy shit. Had a fun time with Halo Infinite. Yeah, like, tomorrow I'll probably want to do Halo Infinite as well, Tribal. Because, like, Halo Infinite is a game which, like, I have actually also been enjoying. So it's just, like, kind of, like, trying to figure it out. Arteria says, tried out my Ark Survival game out of boredom, and while it doesn't teach you a lot, it gives you a much story at the start, which is somehow entertaining. I've heard a lot about it being good, but yeah. Well, I was about to mention, there's always Minecraft. I've been afraid of Minecraft, man. It's like, Minecraft is so big. I've not been playing it, Nani? Did you mean Retro Travel? Because, like, I was like, wait, Rahab, like, everyone is playing Halo Infinite now? What's going on? Does Minecraft have a story then? Great thing about Minecraft is that you can create your own story. But yeah, you also have like Minecraft, like you also have like community-made like Minecraft games. The thing with Minecraft is that like it was a little bit no, but you could set up a server to do shit. That's definitely something you can do. I've been playing Minecraft recently. Everyone interesting. Michel, could you leave the stream again? Do you want to see what happens when the streamer leaves the stream? All right, guys. There's another experiment. Where the fuck do I have that paper? Hold on. All right, well, good luck, everybody. Can you read that? Yeah, it's a scientific experiment. We're gonna go and, do some science here. So I'm gonna leave the stream because that's what the theme asks me to. And we want to see if something changes if the streamer leaves the stream, because then we can figure out what is the purpose of the streamer in the stream. If the stream changes when the streamer is gone, we know that that is the effect of the streamer. If the stream doesn't change, then we don't know about the effect of the streamer. We're still trying to figure it out, but it's scientific, right? For science. Joy. Alright, I think that's been long enough. Let's go take a look as to what the effect has been. I think that the effect of the streamer is that the streamer brings down the amount of animated emotes in chat. There seems to be a correlation between the amount of animated emotes and the streamer in chat. So I think that the purpose of the streamer, as far as this looks like, is to inhibit the amount of animated emotes and also inhibit the OnlyFans talk, apparently. Apparently, like, if there's a streamer, people don't talk about OnlyFans, but if the streamer is gone, people do talk about OnlyFans. Also scientifical. Yep, it is. It's entirely scientifical. You can read that, right? It's entirely scientifical. A theme is doing some shady shit like promoting his OnlyFans. Misha has an OnlyFans? Dude, I wish. No. There does. I gave to Ask Hydroxid as well. We need people to play games that he plays, but exclude him. Oh man, oh man, oh man. But yeah. He has some massive boobs on there. Yeah, retro. Wait, I do? Actually, one thing that was really fucking cool. Someone found me. Someone found me from the past. I've been traveling through time, by the way. I've been traveling through time. And if you didn't know that, there is proof here. And I'm sorry that I showed that. I'm sorry that I showed that. A theme, I kind of blew our cover. And I don't know what I, how I did that. But someone kind of just saw through this right here. And I feel like, I feel bad. So you guys caught me. You guys caught me red-handed. Favency did, right here. He tweeted this at me, and it was so fucking cool. It says, "Finally found your Twitter, you time traveling wizard." Like, look at this right here. Look at this right here. This right here. Do you know that guy? Do you know? Do you know that man? Do you know who that man is right there? Do you know who's right there on that picture? Who the fuck's that? It's someone from the 90s. Like this picture was probably taken in the 1980s, 1990s or something. Don't know who this is. I have no idea about this picture, but like literally, this is not a picture that I have made. This is not a picture that I knew about until someone tweeted that. Emergency procedures have been taken with the Illuminati. I know. This is so weird. This shit is so fucking weird. I have had one time that that someone said like there's like a person or a streamer that looks like you, And like I looked at that, like yeah, I could kind of see it, but like it wasn't really. It's kind of like a little bit similar in voice maybe, but yeah. One of Steph's no, it's actually not. It is actually legit not one of Steph's deepfakes. Because like literally, hold on. I'll post this in Discord. I will post this in Discord because I came across like literally a meme lately that was literally this. Like this is not a deepfake. This is not a deepfake. Where is this meme? Holy fuck! Like I came across a meme lately that was this. That was literally this. It's insane. I can't find it right now, but it was like. I think it's like a meme, like all the devices. Let me see here. All devices now in a smartphone. Images. Meme. Yeah, here. Dude, this right here is the full image of it. 20 years later and all these things fit in your pocket. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's literally if you search right here, all devices in a smartphone meme. Pocket music. I don't know, like this is freaky, man. This is fucking freaky. This is really fucking freaky. But yeah, so yeah. There are different time versions of me. See if you can find more time versions of me, let me know. Because this is like crazy. This is crazy, man. This is weird. It's also really cool. It is really cool to like, you know, see that. It's also freaky, but it's cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. So yeah. You look like a YouTuber by the name of Hopcat. Alright, let's go take a look. Hopcat. Let me see here. So like I can kind of see like where, you know, especially like the way that I have my hair right now. Like the way that I have my hair right now, which is kind of like, I don't really do my hair, it just kind of like happens the way it does. Like it's like, yeah, I can see where you say that. And it's kind of, you know, like a normal resemblance where it's like, yeah, you know, like there are some features which are similar. However, it is not as crazy. It is not as crazy as like the other one, which is crazy. I'd almost say that photo was an old one of Peter. I really. Oh man, you're not supposed to show the clone shit. Oh shit, I'm sorry, Fame. I was too excited about this. Rahab says weird thing is you kind of look like someone I went to college with. He was a fair bit younger though. Wow. I mean, like, it is just crazy that you have like people that like look somewhat like you, which is, or very much like you. Like that's like a really crazy thing, man. That's a really crazy thing. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So yeah. Anyway, long story short about like the first bit of like the stream is that for the upcoming month is going to be kind of like important into like what kind of content we're going to be putting out, and like Michel clone merch when. Oh boy. But yeah, like the upcoming month is gonna be like it could be a turning point as to like what's gonna be happening going on with the channel. We might go into different directions. It's also very important, like if you guys like something, don't like something, let me know. Let's see. Yeah, I look like a ginger Rob Swire, so I get it. Which is the byproduct of keeping the blood in the family. Rob Swire. Who's Rob Swire? I don't know. Ah, I don't know what you look like, but actually I said Rob Swire. That doesn't exist. Okay, well, as far as we're concerned right now, Rahab. Oh man, that was a beautiful first picture. But I do not like that hairstyle though. But yeah, what do I want to say? What do I want to say? Okay, so yeah, next month could be important. It's like where the content will go. It might change a little bit. It might stay the same. Speaking of like staying the same or whatever, content bites, guys, content. The stream today is called Balancing because basically, as you may have noticed over the last little while, there hasn't been like that much content, especially not on like the archive channel. I'm running behind with like the amount of streams. Like I do save them all, but I haven't published them yet because I need to make thumbnails, need to make appropriate titles, and honestly, it's been very fucking busy. Actually, not. It's been quite busy, but it's also been really tough to balance everything. Normally, I run a really tight schedule, and over the last few months, there have been some few incidents which caused the schedule to be upset. And because of that, like a lot of things have kind of like fallen on my hands. And like while trying to pick them up again, it's really tough to like bring back that schedule. So I am really looking forward to the Christmas holidays, where hopefully I will finally have a little bit of time. I will have a little bit of extra time in which I can set things straight, because basically the way that you have to see it is that like I run a really tight ship trying to do everything that I want to do. Basically what happened is that one of the things just demanded a lot more attention, which just pulled time like straight away, which also meant that we like missed out on the weekest streams. And because of that, like the reaction of that wasn't a very balanced reaction. Isn't Christmas one of the busiest periods of the year though? It really is. So it really fucking sucks. It really fucking sucks. But the thing is that basically like about a month ago, I think about a month ago, there was something that really pulled away that really like required all my attention. And because of that, like everything else just got dropped. And in order to get that back, I tried to like balance it out, but the thing that you get with balancing it out is that like it knocks over this way, and then like you have to do that. And because of that, like what happened is that like with a lot of these things, I not only ended up disappointing myself, but also ended up disappointing some other people. And the thing is that like the problem with that is that right now it's like I'm like falling behind on everything. Not necessarily on everything, because there's one thing which I kind of do prioritize. But right now, like it is really rough to like get back into things, because let's say like with uploading streams, for instance, uploading these streams with the stream archive, instead of having to do like one stream tomorrow, I would have to do like 5 or 6 streams tomorrow. Instead of like having to edit highlights for the Halo thing, like right now I still need to finish off the highlights for the Halo 3 finale, but in the meantime we've already done 3 streams of Halo Reach and finished that. So instead of having to do 1, I now have to do 4. And you can imagine that with like every single thing that I'm doing right now. Has kind of piled on, because like on every single thing like I'm trying to balance, and like getting that balance and then like getting back on track is really rough, especially because there's like no extra time given. As right now, December is one of the busiest months. So because of that, like right now it is really like trying to manage, trying to like hold on tight until the storm ends. But because of that, like for this week, I do not imagine that we can actually go and play Halo Infinite, because I think it will be best if we actually play Halo 4 and 5 before we play Halo Infinite. Because Halo Infinite is supposed to happen after Halo 5. The thing is that I absolutely hate that, because I would love to play Halo Infinite right now this week, but like that's just the way it goes. Like that's also something where we have fallen behind. I don't necessarily know what it means for the new war. If that comes out, I kind of do intend to play that as soon as possible, but we'll have to see. So for a lot of content, I just don't know. I know it's been a really long time since like videos have come out on the channels. Right now, like that is not in the cards until like a little while later. So right now it is holding on tight until like the storm has passed, and once that has passed, hopefully I'll be able to fix it. One thing that I would like to bring up a little bit is that one thing you got to watch out for, because like this is something which like will probably happen with like a whole bunch of people. The Halo Infinite multiplayer has nothing to do with the actual stories. If that's what you know, dude, I've been playing the multiplayer for a long time, but I'm talking about the story, dude. I'm talking about this. I've been playing the multiplayer for like weeks now. But I actually wanted to play the story. I wanted to play the story like this week. But one thing which I kind of want to bring up is that like this might happen. This is something which like can happen to like a lot of people. Like one thing which I have noticed is that like especially in like periods where like you're not in the flow, especially in periods where like you're feeling mentally drained and very tired, and like I wouldn't use the word depressed because I'm not depressed, but like something akin to that. Like a lot of times, like what happens is that like the opposite of the flow happens. So like what I call the flow state is where like, you know, you're being like productive, or you're doing things which feel good, and because you feel good, you can do more things that make you feel good, and like that amplifies itself, and like you get better and better and better. A lot of times when you feel bad, like you end up doing less of the things that make you feel good, because of that you feel worse, and then like you do less of the things, and like that kind of spirals down. One other thing that which I would absolutely recommend is like, if you're ever feeling like that's happening, one thing that's very important to note is like, what are you doing to cope with that, and especially what are you doing to cope with that in the realm of like watching things, like watching social media, distraction, or video games. Because the thing that I've actually noticed, and like I didn't notice that very explicitly until like actually like a couple of days ago, is that I tend to start playing more games. Likewise, like I've actually been playing a lot more Apex and Halo Infinite offline, like off the stream, which like normally I wouldn't do, but now I'm more like, man, you know, I actually need a little bit of a break. And maybe I do. I probably do need a break. But that also ends up like making that like I am busy, but at the same time I'm also mentally very busy, which takes up a lot of time, and I'm also very busy like distracting myself from like things that like I'm worried about. So that's just something which like I'm experiencing right now. I kind of want to like, you know, give you as a warning. If you're going for something the same and you feel like you're running out of time, or like something's go wrong, pay very close attention to like what are you doing, like especially some things that may not be all that beneficial. Like I feel like I'm really running out of time, but then again, like I've also spent like quite some time like playing some Apex or playing some Halo Infinite to kind of like distract myself from like the shit that I'm in right now. It's not really that bad, but kind of distract myself from the situation, and that's actually costing me more time, which I normally wouldn't do. And I'm like, I'm out of time. It's like, no, not really. Actually, yes, I am, but like, it's not because like there's too much on your plate. It's just that like you spend it differently than you normally would. So that's something which I'm experiencing right now. Is like maybe it's just like a balancing thing, which might be useful to anyone that might be going through that as well. It's just something that I'm noticing right now, and yeah, just wanted to bring that up. And it's also kind of got to do with like content in the sense of I don't expect the stream archive to be fully updated until like 2 weeks or so from now. I think in 2 or 3 weeks we should be able to settle things around, get things back to normal again. But it's just gonna take some time because I just need some extra like stuff. Yeah. I want to finish Reach co-op. Dude, I don't know how to tell you this. Have we already finished Reach? How do I do? How do we can always play co-op again. But I did finish Reach on Friday. Because I was thinking like maybe I'll do a Saturday stream, but I didn't do that. So you haven't played off Smorgash, but too much Smorgash to finish in time. I don't know what Smorgash is, but I have a lot of my the plates. Like the plates has been potting up a little bit in the sense of like I don't know if you could call it a plate. I don't know, like there are certain things which I definitely do require to figure out at some point in time. Like a lot of it just has to do with like I'll just post it to you guys and like let me know what you guys think. Maybe you guys can come to interesting insights. But okay, so like the thing that I have is that as I said before, I've gone back to university about like 1.5 years ago, studying AI because it's very applicable to the field that I'm in right now, which is media, and also because like YouTube and Twitch don't pay out the most. I played it on Friday, dude. I played it on Friday. It see, like this is the problem with like the stream not being out yet, but yeah, it is out there. Like it's not out on the stream archive yet, but it is out on Twitch. But I'll upload it into the stream archive as fast as I can. What do you think? I'll get to that in a second because I kind of want to finish off this topic first, and I'll get into what I think of Halo Reach. It made an impression. It made a fucking good impression, dude. So yeah, I started going to university, especially because, you know, YouTube has, like YouTube and Twitch is, like, a really rough thing if you want to do it right, or, like, if you want to do it, like, the way that I want to do it, and, I also think it's very interesting to learn something about, to like, learn more about, like, this field, or, like, learn more about, like, AI, which has a very big impact on, like, this industry, and I also just wanted to, you know, have a little bit more time. There was a whole bunch of reasons, but I went into it. I'm still really enjoying it. I'm doing rather good at it, but I get barely any satisfaction out of it. In the sense of like, I think it's really interesting to learn. I think it's really interesting, like the topics that we're getting. I think it's really cool down like gaining more skills. But there is a part of school academia that I really dislike. I don't know exactly what that is, but there's just this part of if I do a stream, like we get to talk about things and we get to explore new topics. We get to go and like, if we're going to start a project, which is a project, like I'm actually working on like a little bit of a side project behind the scenes. We get to work on something, we get to create something, we get to make something that wasn't there in the world yet. And I really hate it when people waste my time. I really hate it when like the time that I have, which is very limited, is being wasted to something. And whenever there is like, whenever you have like these very like weird things, it's like, oh man, you gotta do it this way, you gotta do it that way, or you gotta do this and you gotta, whenever, like, I don't know, like, it's just like, there are some parts which I really don't like about it, which I've never liked about it. And the thing is, like, I care, but the thing is, like, I don't get my satisfaction. School has always been something which you do, like, it's kind of like, you know, living. School is like something you do, like living, like breathing, like waking up in the morning. I don't congratulate myself like, oh man, good job, you woke up this morning. It's like, that's something which I expect. Same way, I expect to do good in school. So like, if I pass, like, I had like a 9 out of 10 GPA last year. It's like, I'm not happy about that. Like, I'm not ecstatic about it. I'm not, like, if I pass a course with like a 9 or a 10 out of 10, it's like, of course, great. I'm not happy about that. I don't care about that. It's like, that's to be expected. Like, not to be expected in the sense of like, I'm so good. It's just like, yeah, you know, I woke up this morning. So I don't get satisfaction. I don't get like, oh, fuck yeah, I did this. The thing which I care about is this. Whenever we do a stream right now, like right now, we're like, you know, doing a cool stream. We're talking about a whole bunch of topics. Like, fuck yeah, you know, that gets me going. Whenever, you know, I look at like the stream archive over the past year, like how many streams we've done, like all the topics we've done, like, I'm fuck yeah. Whenever I post a video, I'm like, fuck yeah, you know. That's something that gets me going. That makes me feel like I've actually done something worthwhile. Makes me feel like I'm actually like satisfied with what I've done. And like lately, like there have been like some projects and stuff which basically have taken up more time than, you know, like they've basically creeped onto my schedule, and like forced me to sometimes not do streams. So forced me to sometimes not do like multiple streams, and because of that, like it just feels me like empty and worthless inside, because I'll just see like every single thing that I let go. I see that right now we're not on time to finish the Halo series before Halo Infinite comes out. Makes me feel fucking shit. I'll look at like, it's been 2 weeks since I posted a video on the main channel. Makes me feel like fucking shit. And because of that, what you have is like, whenever I go to the things that I care about, makes me feel like fucking shit, because like I see where I failed. And because of that, like you kind of get this like mental thing where like everything you try and do, you fail at. Or like you try and fix it, but you never have enough time to fix it. You never have enough time to fix the failure, because like you need to like basically like just imagine it as like a boat which has like 4 leaks. And like something has distracted you, so now the leaks are at a point where you really need to start heaving, or the thing will sink, or feel like it will sink, right? So like you can start heaving in like one part of the boat, but there are other parts of the boat where like you also need to start heaving. So you can heave a little bit, but then you need to go to the other one, like heave the water out, but then you need to go to the other one, and you can never heave all the water out, because like, you know, if you were to heave all the water out in one end, like the other ones will just be like, and you'll sink. And that's kind of like what it feels like right now. So I don't know, like, I don't know what to do with it, and I don't know how to like make sense out of all of it. There's also like more things to it, but I still need to figure it out, but like I don't have time to figure it out. So that's kind of the deal. I don't know if that's something we should get more into on stream, but yeah. I don't know. I don't know like where my train of thought is, but that's kind of where my train of thought ended. And now we're gonna go to Halo Reach. Woo! So Halo Reach. That was a weird bridge. Let's see. Isn't a point where you ask for help so that everything can get solved in time? Who would I ask for help though, right? It's like, I don't know, man. It's like, first of all, I'm not someone that like, I'm someone that loves to help, but like hates asking for help because I don't want to bother people. And at the same time, it's like when it comes to videos, like only I can do my streams, only I can do my videos, only I can edit my videos, sort of thing. Like YouTube doesn't pay, or YouTube or Twitch don't pay money that I can be like, oh yo, I'm gonna hire someone to edit a video. Nor do I, like, even if someone were to like want to do it for free, sort of thing, I would still have to like tell them like, hey, you know, like what would be it, like I would still have to do like QA, and like I would still kind of like have to teach them like, how do you go about doing this. So like, I don't know, man. It's like I can't wait for like some briefing room. So yeah, the DM sent just some of my view on your analysis. Yeah, I know. I know. But yeah, it is like that's why I say it's just like waiting until the storm is over and like I have some braving room to go and fix it. It's like that's literally like the way I see it right now is the boat analysis is like absolutely perfect. It's like the way that it's right now. It's just like trying to like heave until, you know, until like the storm dies down, or like I can like put it on land, just throw the water out, fix the holes, and then like be on my way again. So that's where we're at right now, and that's why we're kind of here. And yeah, I don't know what to do. Like I don't know necessarily what to do about it right now. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's just what's gonna happen. And like especially right now because like Halo Infinite's gonna come out. Like those like December is an important content month. Not that I give a fuck about that. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah, that's sort of that. It's just holding out 2 or 3 more weeks now, and then no, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. But yeah, what do I think of Halo Reach? So Halo Reach, dude, Halo Reach was a fucking roller coaster, a fucking bloody roller coaster. I don't know if I can, like, I don't want to spoil too much. If you want to see like my spoiler like opinion, like I just gave that at the end of that stream, but I'll just say, it was such a different departure from like the way that Halo has originally done things, right? Like Halo so far had been like, it had been dark, but it had always been hopeful dark. It had always been hopeful dark, and it had always been like that. Like they went deeper with bad shit than I was expecting them to in Halo 1, 2, 3, but there was always a certain level of safety, right? There was also a certain level of, you know, being happy. Halo Reach, whew. I think that the way to describe it is like you take a small W, you take a massive L, and that just never fucking ends. The entire game, take a small W, take a massive L, and it's just such a different feeling from the way that Master Chief makes you feel. Like I remember asking with Master Chief, like, why do we care about the Covenant? Why we're scared of them? Because literally the Covenant, like, I just go in, I kill them, that's it. Woo! You know, why are we afraid of the Covenant? The Covenant should be afraid of us. But this Reach definitely tells you how to be afraid of the Covenant. I think that like the characters were like a lot better, like the characters in the world was a lot better fleshed out, but I did feel like there was a lot less sense of control, and like that's obviously like purposely done, being boots on the ground and not being like, you know, being the controlling Master Chief, but being like more the like ordered around team. What you have is that what do you find? You find that that like you're not in control of the situation. You might fight your way out, you might actually like get a small W, but then like overall, like you don't know how everything is going. You might be going for like the wrong objective, you might be going for the right objective, you don't know, people might be fucking with you, and at the end of the day, like you're sacrificing a lot for you don't know what, basically. And honestly, I was kind of hoping there'd be some bigger W. It made me feel like rather like weird at the end. It made me feel rather like emotional at the end. A lot of the happenings were like, it was very raw and realistic in a sense. It wasn't like, not everything was like spectacular cinematic. But yeah, Theo, how's it going? How are you doing? Is the Covenant supposed to be scary because they already conquered so many planets and used to be winning until Master Chief joined the fight? What we getting emotional about? Halo Reach, man. Halo Reach. I don't know if you played Halo Reach, but Halo Reach would be emotional, man. But yeah, the Covenant are supposed to be scary. Yep, they definitely are. And that is something which Reach really conveyed that very well. Not in the greatest sense, in the sense of like the weird thing between like games of like story battle games is that within the maps, within like playable sections, they still want to give you a sense of like power, right? So like I'm still slaying Covenant as easy with like, you know, Noble 6 as I am with Master Chief. Like I'm still whipping out my big gun, I'm still whipping out my Hammer of Justice, I'm still slaying them left, right, and center. However, then in the cinematics, you have like, oh man, you know, and that makes sense. That makes sense, because like you don't want to constantly be losing as a player. However, like it didn't give me the same, like Cyberpunk really gave me this feeling, which is really bad. So Cyberpunk was like, it really had bad endings basically, and like the ending I chose at Arasaka, I hated that because my idea was I'll go there because that seems to be like the most legit option into trying to figure out like how to fix the situation with like the most knowledge that we have available, because these are the people that actually make this, right? And if we don't like it, we can always fight our way out because we're super powerful, we're slaying everyone, no one's got shit on us, and then like the story literally forces us to like submit to them, sort of thing, which I hated. So yeah, the ending isn't actually too clear as to what happens, by the way. You never see the real end. So yeah, I agree, like that is something which like, yes, Francois, what's up, dude? I think that didn't you crash back down to Earth in a forest then, Erebus? Or am I? No, no, no. Basically, like we sent the package on his way. We send the thing on his way, and then the end. And like the thing that I found, the thing that I found weird is that like if you've played Halo 1, 2, and 3, there is a really like meaningful thing that happens, and it's like, oh my god, this is really pretty cool, and like the thing sets up the other game. If you play this as a standalone game, it's really like you take small W's but big L's, and then you end up and it's like small W, big L, and it's kind of like, oh man, it's kind of sad. And it's like at the end, like they're like, yeah, in the end it turned out to be happy, but like we don't know. Like it doesn't seem like we had any influence over that. The only thing that we had influence over was that we allowed the first story to happen. Reach happens before anything with Master Chief in terms of lore. It does, but it like literally the ship that it sends away is like the Master Chief ship. So it literally happens like literally before Halo 1. It's like seconds before Halo 1 basically. So anything that happened before that, Master Chief was still cryo sleep, but it was pretty much at that same time, because like Captain Keyes was alive at that point in time. We also see that like they jump at that point in time, like we swap over. So it literally just happened like pretty much before it. Noble 6 is also the only other Spartan that can be classified as being in the same league as Chief. They both have big guns and they both have hammers of justice. So it was like I like that they did something different, because if it was the same thing, then like you wouldn't have explored as much of the world, you wouldn't have explored much of the Spartans, you wouldn't have explored it was a really cool way of like seeing a different take on Halo, a different view on the world of Halo. It was just so different that like I don't know, like they were both classified as hyper lethal. So like I don't know, in terms of like what made me feel better at the end, Halo 1, 2, 3. Like actually Halo 3 at the end made me feel better, because like that was like the culmination of like these 3 games. That said, I can really appreciate Halo Reach. I can really appreciate it. I mainly just paid attention to what I needed to kill instead of why I was killing it. That's a bunch of people that do that. So, playing Battlefield 1, and eating chicken with fries. Nice, dude. The good days. So yeah, what I want to say, I don't know. But yeah, that's definitely Reach is definitely something. Reach is a game. And yeah, like I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. It was just weird. It was also weird in a sense. It was like, yeah, I really can't say whether I thought it was better or not. Reach, if you play for the story, actually is really emotional. Yep. It really made me feel out of control, and I know that was the point of the game. I know that was the point of the story, but at the same time, you know, because of that, like it also sucks. But I like that it sucks, because that's the point. Of, like if it's a good game, it should suck. Like I felt frustrated with Cyberpunk when I lost control, because that was something which really didn't feel like I wanted to go down that way. It didn't feel like the story warranted that, and it didn't feel like it was in any way sort in line. It just felt like this story has hijacked me. Reach, on the other hand, I was out of control, but it made sense, and it was narratively very strong. Like, there were some really cool moments into it. It was like, yeah, so... Actually, the funny thing, I have a funny thing to share about all the Noble team, but technically it's spoilers. Okay, so if you have a problem with spoilers about, like, Halo Reach, speak up between now and 30 seconds. If you don't, Retro's gonna post it. And you should have spoken up sooner. That's the way we're gonna do it, because honestly, like, you know, the game's been out for a really long time. How long are we gonna bother about spoilers, right? And like the thing which I also have with spoilers, especially if it's like, you know, if it's not like a main like game spoiler sort of thing, it's like if it's not like a main sort of like you know I mean, like the main like the memes, the meme spoilers, like Snape kills Dumbledore sort of thing. But like even if I'd never read Harry Potter and like someone's like, oh man, Snape kills Dumbledore, I'm like, what are the chances that I remember that? Because like these names won't mean anything. Darth Vader is Luke's father. It's like if I haven't seen, if I don't know the names of these things, of these characters, like I'll hear it, I'll be like, okay, that's cool. And like that's it. Shrek dies in Infinity War. The game is over 10 years old. Fuck him. Yeah, go ahead, Retro. Go ahead. So like that's the thing. Like there have been like so many, especially anime, which like I've seen a random episode of like years, like years into the anime, like One Piece, Fairy Tail. Before I watch those, I would watch with like my cousin. I would like watch the latest episodes with him, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. But I was like, cool, you know, spend some quality family time. And then I started watching these anime myself, and like I literally like I wasn't spoiled because I completely forgot about what happened because like you don't remember something if it doesn't make sense to you. Only spoiler I care about is the kind that has the chance to ruin the entire game, like the end of Mass Effect. See, actually, I have a really smart thing, Arteria, about that. In order to escape hating the end of Mass Effect 3, you should already hate the start of Mass Effect 3, which I do, and then you never play for the entire game. Senator Palpatine is the Senate. He is the Senate. So yeah, let me know what it is, man. Let me know what the funny thing is that you want to share. It has to be funny though, like belly laughing funny. No, don't worry about it. Oh man, gotta do a good old belly laugh. What is Michel? I don't know. What am I? Do you know what I am? Do you know who I am? I kind of like 1 and 2. Never started Freeze thanks to that ending. If it's not, can I time him out? So, Arteria, if you've played, like, have you finished Mass Effect 2? Did you finish it? And, like, how did you feel at the end? Did you connect to your squad? Because the thing that I had is I finished 1. I was kind of like, yeah, cool game, like it. I finished 2. I was like, oh my fucking god, I love this. Like, I love my team. I really connected closely with the characters that I have on my team. I really cared about the story. And then I went straight into Free. Like I finished 2 and I went straight into Free. And the start just didn't make sense. It was just... I knew that people didn't like the end of it, but I thought I'd like the start of it. But the start was just like, yeah. Do you dislike the endings of Halo? Great, I don't care. I like the endings of Halo so far. I've not disliked any endings of Halo. So Halo still has a better track record of Mass Effect. I cared enough that I didn't want to have it ruined by 3. Okay, good. Because I couldn't make it more than 30 minutes into 3. I couldn't make it more than 30 minutes into 3. And that is that was just like maybe mainly my problem, but that was also just, you know, the thing, like, they did it so cleverly. Like, starting a new game. You haven't played Halo 4 yet, have you? No, I've not. That should be this week. Why is Valve unable to count past 2? Because they have a money-making machine called Steam. So why should they? Why would they? They have a money. They can literally make money out of other people's games. I'll be interested to see your opinions on that one. Setting. Yeah, I've heard that 4 and 5 are like the less good Halos, so that's also why I want to play through it and then have like a better perspective on Halo Infinite. So that's for sure. That is for sure. I have Halo 5 downloaded. Halo 4 is on the Master Chief Collection, so we'll be playing that. Yeah. I'm curious. I'm also really curious, Retro. What is your very funny fact? What's your very funny thing? I want to know. I want to know. Come on. George Noble 5 / Big Guy dies while he's trying to while he thinks he's saving Reach, yeah, and he protects this planet, which makes it ironic that he dies blowing up a ship not only on the planet he wants to protect. It does nothing to keep the Covenant away. Cat Noble 2, the female, dies with a headshot, being ironic because she was the brains of the group. Emil dies his stab wound with the energy sword. Funny thing because he likes knives and swords. And Noble 6 dies alone since he's the lone wolf. I think that like it's like especially like the brains of the thing like the yeah, you know, it is kind of ironic. Yeah, there is some like, you know, symbolism to it. There's definitely like something to it. It's really sad though, dude. It's really fucking sad. Like every single time I felt out of control, man. It's like, at least when, like, they took Cortana, I was able to revenge on the penis. But like, I couldn't take revenge on anything. And I hate it. So should revenge harder with Master Chief next time. So revenge harder with Master Chief. That's probably like the lesson we learn. If you are Master Chief, revenge as hard as you can for the wrongs that have been done. Curtis' death isn't too ironic, but Jun is likely to have survived Reach, likely being the only survivor of Reach and Team Noble. You've brought it up before, Rebecca Weapon, and then I did this thing where I was like, oh yeah, let me go and Google Cortana R34, and then I ended the stream because Twitch banned those sort of thing. But you bring it up again. Is it something that's in your favorites? Guess I'll know what to Google later. So Omega Weapon likes to throw around some suggestions. Jun survived and went on to train other Spartans, if I recall correctly. Let's see. It's not said if he actually survived or not. Same with Noble 6. I mean, Noble 6 didn't survive. That's kind of what we've been told. Because the thing ends is you died, right? Could also be you died officially, but you actually survived. She was on a ship with a massive tentacle monster. Why wouldn't there be R34? There was recently a video that I came across, which I was like, holy fucking shit. I am glad I'm not a big YouTuber, man. I am glad I'm not a big... Noble 6 is dead. Anything else is... alternate universe? I'll just lurk and sometimes I spam random ideas. My question is, what does this have to do with Master Chief? Well, I don't want to spawn it. It's possible he survived in that cave from the glassing. So... This right here is a channel called Some Ordinary Gamers. This is a guy, he always gets compared to Charlie from Voice Critical, but that's basically because they both do similar content where they just sit in front of their PC and they just record anything that comes to mind. But this right here, the thing that made me happy that I'm not a big channel right here, let me see, where was that? I recently came across a video from him where it was quite funny, but I'm like, holy shit, I'm glad that I don't have to go through that experience. Here. My family found Rule 34 of me. Holy fucking shit. I am glad I am not to the point where people are making that shit. Because I know that there's a very strong Markiplier and Jacksepticeye fanfic community. And oh boy, he already went for he actually had a meme about himself, a laugh meme, which I can't really recall. But his family came across that, and 2 weeks ago, yeah, no, thank you, I am super glad that is that. I was working on fan fiction that one time. Yeah, I'm still really curious about it. That theme, I'm still really curious about it, but it comes out whenever it comes out, They don't actually say if Noble 6 dies or not. You're supposed to come to your own conclusion. It's heavily implied that he did die, though. Didn't they actually literally say, you died to protect your, yeah. Streaming is a wrestling game. Still can't believe The Rock is in Fortnite. Yeah, apparently, Fortnite started the new season last week or something. And they actually had, a trailer with The Rock in it. Or, some sort of, cinematic. But yeah, Fortnite is weird, man. It's it feels like it feels like it's kind of a hype that has died down around it, but it's probably still a massive fucking game, man. But yeah, I remember I actually got Founders Access thanks to Francois. I think Francois invited me for Founders Access of what is it? Of Fortnite, and I remember playing what's it called? I remember playing Save the World with him before the entire battle royale ever came out, and I remember that I played that game. I was like, oh man, that's kind of cool. Unfortunately, it won't be that big though, which was the same prediction that I made when it was oh man, Bitcoin is at $20. That's insane. I'm too late. I've missed the boat. I'll never trust predictions ever again that I make. If they did, I don't remember. It's been a while since I finished Reach, but I did start up a new legendary run for it. Well, I'll finish up the highlights soon, and then you'll be able to see it for yourself. To be fair, Save the World is dead. Yep. Pretty much it. I'll never forgive the Epic for dropping Unreal Tournament for Fortnite. Dude, they dropped so many games for Fortnite. I jumped everything for Fortnite. But Fortnite made them so much money. They're just like super happy with it. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end the stream right here. I do have to end it because I have some other things to attend to. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be playing some Halo Infinite, maybe. But we'll see. I think so. I think we'll just be playing some Halo Infinite multiplayer, and then on Wednesday we'll probably continue on with Halo 4. But that's just how things go. Things are subject to change, but we'll see. We need to reach Lasso Run, Michel. What's a Lasso Run? I have no idea. Our World Tournament was literally their golden child, their bread and butter, and they let it die. Because they got a new golden child. There you know. There you go. Legendary old skulls on. Holy fuck. Maybe at some point. Not until I finish the Halo Infinite campaign. Because I first want to finish all the Halo campaigns. First, like, just so I know the whole story. But yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys around. Have a good one. Enjoy. And I'll see you all tomorrow for another stream.